Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music.
animation for the movie looked very funky.
I think it's funky on purpose. You know what? I thought that same thing about the animation for the Spider-Verse movies. And then I
Yeah,
watched the Spider-Verse movies. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
yeah. No, Spider Verse did it. I figure your eyes get used to it. 'Cause I forgot I saw Spider Verse in 3D. Like I had the glasses on and everything,
Oh yeah.
which made it even more funky. Uh, but like the Gwen's world, it
Oh
was like
yeah.
very comic booky, and it was all like the trans colors and everything. It was very. I was like, I hope the whole movie isn't like this because it's hard to look at.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the world was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, I want to see TMNT. TMNT is good. It's actually how Power Rangers. It was either Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles. No, it's Power Rangers took kind of used Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as their inspiration. They used the syllable, so it was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Ah, they use the syllables.
They use the same syllables,
Cool.
yeah.
Those bastards.
Yeah. Hey, Big Hurst, haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, my dude?
Oh, Taquan, I'm gone for 2 weeks, and the first thing you tell me is to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
Good to see you too, buddy.
We're gonna have a fun discussion tonight. No Mix Murphy tonight. Kay got called into work, although we are going to say officially on the show that Kay is engaging in tribal combat earlier than anybody else. So that's the story, and we are going to stick to. But what's going on, everybody? Just been living. All right, that's cool, Big Hurst. Big Hurst, will we be seeing you in Philly? That's all I really want to know.
Dude, I cannot. I've never been so excited to spend so much money.
That's. Oh no, we've been good, Big Hurst. We kind of just chilling, but like I said, what I want to know is, are we seeing you in Philly? Because Big Hurst, by the way, I've told you the stories about Big
Hell
Hurst.
no.
Hell no. What's your beef with Philly, Hirsch?
A lot of people hate Philly, man.
I tolerate it
I
for
don't
what
get
it's
it.
worth.
I don't get it. I enjoy Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I haven't. Then again, I've only been to the neighborhood, so I seen the good side of Philly.
Yo, I really hope that company is still doing that rental property because that was the perfect spot. And if we can get it again,
Go back through your emails, see if you can find it again.
because literally it's right by Reading Terminal Market, which boom, instant access to food.
Yeah, and that Jersey shop,
The Mitchell and Ness store.
Mitchell and Ness. Yeah. God, even just walking around there, it's like if I had money, I'd buy this store.
And we got there on like their biggest sale. It was like the half off sale.
Yes, we did. You got your Jordan jersey, and I got the
Finally,
Thurman Munson jersey.
yeah. Which is the only thing that wasn't on sale was the Jordan jersey.
Yeah, but it's still worth it. Though.
Yeah, I didn't care. Here's your
We have jobs. We can do things.
Oh, that's why you dropped out of a Discord chat on Sunday? That makes sense.
A Haitian guild demanded nearly phone call, bro. Not even take out phone and put in a booty. Now we're talking.
You can say it was a booty call, Taquan. We will not hold it against you. Well, I'll applaud you.
Yeah, Taquan, lie. Make yourself. I mean, you lie in the chat all the time. Lie to make us respect you.
You will.
That's your sister.
By the way,
Or
Hirsch,
cousin.
you will not get robbed in Philly. You're way too big to get robbed in Philly.
Well, I wouldn't
Will
say
would
that.
get robbed in Philly.
It depends where you are in Philly.
South Philly, maybe.
Yeah,
Regular
just-
touristy Philly, you're fine.
But hey, if Will Smith's grandmother's there, you might end up in Bel Air.
Well, it's only if you're in West Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground where you would spend most of your days.
Yeah, I guess is Bel Air still a nice neighborhood, or is it on fire?
Bel
or
Air
is
is in California.
I know that. So I said it's on fire.
I don't know. Who knows? There's always it's either Canada's on fire, California's on fire. Who knows? Have you saw the
Canada's on fire.
Oh well, the Canadian wildfires. Remember that like a month ago, when like the whole sky was like sepia.
Yeah, dude, we're still getting smoke.
It's something about Philly that doesn't sit well with me. Are you? Is it something that Meek Mill did? Like, tell me, Big Hirsch. like, what is your? Did you have a bad cheesesteak experience, which is hard to do in Philly?
Yeah, there it is. There it is. He's from New York. That's why New York hates Philly.
I'm from New York, and like I said, I tolerate Philly. I don't hate it. It's a difference. I hate Boston.
You know what it is? You're not a Met fan though. Mets fans specifically hate
yeah,
Philly.
that's right. Big Hirsch, where in New York are you from? How did we not figure this out when we met at Mania Dallas that you were from New York? I guess it is Mets fans do hate Philly. I just laugh at them because I just remember
Or no, Giants fans also hate Philly. Is they just
Eagles, yeah.
division? Eagles, yeah, there you go. That too.
It,
He's from Queens.
Mets fans.
And he's from Met. There you go.
There you go. Okay.
Man, R.I.P. to your team.
Yeah,
It looks like Steve Cohen wasn't a good idea.
They got rid of like their entire pitching staff. It was like, wow. It was like a biggest fire sale.
They even traded David Robertson to the Marlins in the same division.
If I go to Philly, you're going to check in with Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel's not relevant. I'd say check in with Meek. He's free now. He runs the city these days.
I got a buddy who lives in Philly.
Oh, you're a Giants and a Mets fan, Hurst? That means you definitely hate Philly. Like, the Eagles are successful.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
The Phillies went to the World Series. Like, it's not a good time for you.
The Phillies used to be good.
Didn't they go to the World Series like a couple of years ago, or like
last year?
Okay,
last year they were on a run on this time. They were on this time last year, so they were on a crazy run.
Yeah, and then they blew it. You know.
Well, who they lose to?
Wasn't
the Astros?
Well, yeah, Astros. Yeah, because Verlander got his title and he went to the Mets, and the Mets were like, "Oh, we can't do this."
Like, take him back. Dude, I saw today the Mets are still paying $70 million in total to Verlander and Scherzer for the next 2 years.
They're still paying Bobby Bonilla.
They are still paying Bobby Bonilla. The fucking Mets, dude. It's unreal. Completely unrelated, but I saw a picture of CC Sabathia golfing with Hideki Matsui today.
That's amazing. Number one.
And CC looks phenomenal.
Well, yeah.
He looks sober. He lost a shit ton of weight.
Well, that's when, I mean, like, proud of him, but I still miss Fat CC.
Oh yeah, dude. Fat CC won your World Series.
Yeah,
rings.
Fat CC was a legend.
Sober CC he pitched well.
Yeah, he was good. Sober CC was happy to be there. Fat CC was hungry.
Yeah. Fat CC was like, I'm throwing 9 innings. I don't care if I get up 18 runs. I'm going out 9 fucking innings. We got Rodon who can't make it past 4.
And Domingo Herman, who take it easy, Big Hirsch. And we got Domingo Herman, who
yeah, he's done for the year.
Checked himself in the rehab.
Yeah.
Might see us at the Royal Rumble if it's in Florida. Talk about a place I don't want to go anytime soon.
Yeah, right? Try again. See you in Minnesota, all right?
It's nothing against you, Taquan. It's just your state is in shambles all across the board. I'm very interested if WrestleMania does go to Minnesota.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like. Why would they go to Minnesota?
U.S. Bank Stadium holds like 84,000 before. Like,
is it domed?
It's a dome stadium. It's where the Vikings play.
Okay, that's why then.
Yeah, it's a pretty looking stadium.
I mean, they got the Mall of America there, but like, what else is there to do?
I don't know. My high school football coach's wife is from Minnesota, so I'll just hit her up and be like, Kelly, what the fuck do we do in Minnesota?
If the flights aren't too bad, I'd probably go, depending on how much money I have.
Yeah, I'm never really in the Midwest outside of the one time we went to Chicago, so I'm just like,
yeah, like I am not against going to Minnesota. I just never thought I'd have a reason to.
I agree. I agree. I completely agree. Like, I have no reason. Maybe to go see all the Prince stuff, because that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Mall of Americas would be fun. Could you imagine if WWE put on like a wrestling show in the Mall of Americas, like WCW's first Nitro?
Lex Luger just rolls out in a wheelchair.
What is Lex Luger doing here? Oh my god, that would be amazing.
No, they gotta do NXT.
NXT at the Mall of Americas would be really fun.
And like Adam Cole comes back. He just walks in.
What is Adam Cole doing here? Oh, that'd be so good.
He comes back, he's just managing Keith Lee.
Nah, Keith Lee's on like a walker now. Like, gray-haired Keith Lee just looks...
He looks awful.
Yeah, I'm like,
he looks like I haven't seen him. Like, I saw a picture of him recently. It looked like he put on more weight, and the gray hair just makes him look sick.
He looked like he served 2 terms as a president.
Yes, dude. That is a great way to put it. He got Obama, dude. He got Obama.
Nah, it's just any president in general. You ever like?
Except Trump. Trump looks the exact same.
Oh my god. Yeah, he just looks. Oh god. Alright, phone. Calm it down. I gotta turn this off before we get started. Or turn this down. Ooh. Who the fuck called me? Oh, no one called me. Alright. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh yeah, AEW's 200th episode of Dynamite, yay, is gonna happen, which is...
Already?
Yeah.
Christ.
So that we're gonna talk about AEW, but more about Collision, because there's an interesting thing that happened, I guess. I guess we'll...
Oh, CM Punk brought out the belt with the X on it.
Yeah, which, yay... we'll get... I'll get into it. Are you...
It's like, oh yeah, why did you not drop it to begin with, Phil? Let's tell that story real quick.
That, yeah. Wow.
So what do you want to talk about?
Oh my god. Taquan with the line, what is Patrick Clark doing on Raw? Oh man. Keith Lee looks like he cooks neck bones. You're very true about that, Taquan. That is a very true. It's a very true statement. Collision is a good show. Too bad it's on Saturday and I have no desire to ever see it. Like, I'm never sitting down on a Saturday night being like, let me watch Collision.
Yeah, I have no interest in watching Collision.
What is the Velveteen Rabbit doing in the Impact Zone?
I do love watching Giancarlo hit home runs. It's just...
He hit another one?
Yeah, 3-1 home run.
I'm not going to lie. I'm playing the show on franchise mode, and I just have Giancarlo DH almost every day. Fucking monster. Absolute monster. Like Giancarlo, all you have to do is just hit the ball. I'll play you in right field when people need a break.
Yeah, it's just a shame the Yankees are fucking awful.
It's fine. At least we didn't give away our whole pitching staff like the Mets.
Honestly, they probably should have given away most of their pitching staff.
Nah, still can't do it. I'm like I said, I just laugh at the Mets. I was like all that hullabaloo about your off season to just be like, you know what? Never mind.
Never mind. I mean, Sevy's got to go. He's awful. He's terrible. Nestor's got to go.
Nasty Nestor.
German's got to go. You don't have to do a perfect game.
We'll see what happens. It could be just one of those years. I'm not worried. I was upset about it, and then I saw the Mets at the trade deadline, and so I just don't care.
Yeah, dude, Judge got hurt. I understand, but like Rizzo stopped hitting, DJ stopped hitting, Torres stopped hitting.
DJ's also really old. I'll give it to the only excuse I'll give is DJ, because DJ's like up there in age now.
I guess.
Like, he's like the elder statesman.
I guess. But if that's the case, let's retire then.
I think he can still go. He's not as good as he used to, but whatever. It's baseball. It's fine. I'm more focused on college football at this moment now.
Donaldson can... I don't even know what you do with Donaldson. He got hurt. I was like, oh, thank God.
Donaldson.
Vader's been disappointing. Volpe's fine. He's a rookie. I have no issue with Volpe.
Well, hopefully... Dominguez is coming up probably next year, too, so... The Martian?
Yeah, I said let the kids play it out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Oswaldo is disappointing.
Which one? Is it Oswald? It's...
Cabrera.
Because there's Oswaldo Cabrera and there's Peraza, right?
And there's Oswaldo and
Oswald. Yeah, I always
Peraza.
mix them up. I'm like, who is who? Right here. You ready to get going? Are you set?
Oh, yeah. We're good.
All right, give me a countdown. We'll get the show on the road.
All right, let me start rolling here. Let me pull up the music.
Yeah, that would probably be a thing to do.
All right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, we preview the biggest party of the summer for WWE, SummerSlam. Plus, we do take a quick review and look back at last weekend's Great American Bash. We provide you an update on next year's WrestleMania. And oh yeah, doesn't AEW have an event coming up soon? Someone should probably tell them the book of Mats. Ladies and gentlemen, it is episode 348 of Kings of the Rings podcast, The Lion's Den, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now. Seriously, Tony, do something.
Midnight music.
Like, it's literally in like 3.5 weeks, and I know nothing about the event whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 348, The Lion's Den, because SummerSlam's in Detroit, where the Detroit Lions play, and for the first time in a long time, that stadium will actually be filled with people who care. I am your host, King Rick. Find the lie.
I'm not going to. That's a good one, though.
Find the lie. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. As always, thank you guys for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews. Buy some of our great merch. Link is in the description below. Joining me back this week, because I think we had Kay a couple weeks ago, but joining back this week, a man who always tries it in a small town but is never enough, Will Tarashak. How are you, Will?
I don't need to be Knuff because I am plenty. I am Will Tarashuk. T as in Thomas. Arashuk. I missed you guys. I was looking forward to coming on last week, talking like, I don't know. I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Probably like AEW's new rules or whatever. They completely ignored already. But it's good to be back. I like being in this chair, talking about wrestling and doing a podcast for fun every now and then.
RoboCop? RoboCop is a Detroit thing. That is kind of weird, but okay, yeah. RoboCop, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to get into it real quick. There's a lot of interesting, fun stuff to talk about this week, especially with this being SummerSlam, the biggest party of the summer, pretty much WrestleMania of the summer for WWE, but we're going to get into all of that and everything surrounding SummerSlam weekend, because there are some other things going on in Detroit at that time outside of crime.
Glad to hear it. I'm glad you said it, not me.
Yes, outside of crime in an urban area known as Detroit. But first things first, let's take a look into the future to Philly, the home of the cheesesteaks, and not the Eagles because they lost the Super Bowl. But WrestleMania 40 is going to be in Philly. Now, a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, the last time we put on a show, we were discussing how the Priority Pass, essentially WWE's new version of travel plans and travel packages with the associated with On Location, were going on sale. And I said it's not going to be long. It's going to be about a month before the general on sale for WrestleMania is going to occur. And a couple of days later, WWE posted that the general on sale for WrestleMania Philly will be happening Friday, August 18th, about a month after the Priority Pass tickets went on sale, which means a couple of things. Number one, starting either that Tuesday or Wednesday, the actual pre-sale before the general public will go on sale on Ticketmaster, because it's going to be Ticketmaster, which is a Ticketmaster arena. It's going to be on Ticketmaster. There are going to be pre-sale codes out the ass for WrestleMania. There's usually about 10 to 15 different pre-sale codes that get leaked by different organizations affiliated with WWE. You can be a WWE.com member. Peacock will have one. Twitter will have one. Or the app formerly known as Twitter. Fucking Elon.
The porn site now known as Twitter.
Yeah. If you're subscribed to their email thread, they'll also give you a pre-sale code. Sometimes local news outlets, like Philadelphia news outlets, will have their own pre-sale codes as well. So they're going to be littered all over the place. So you're going to have pre-sale codes starting that Tuesday and or Wednesday for tickets for WrestleMania, which means if you're going to do the pre-sale, the combo tickets are the ones that are going to go first. Okay, but the 2-day tickets are the ones that are going to go first. This also means that more than likely August 17th, that Thursday, is going to be the on sale party in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field Arena, where we're going to have a bunch of probably some cheap little matches, a lot of meet and greets, autographs. You get to be on the field. They put on a pretty big show, and then once it's over, you get in line and you can be quote unquote the first people to buy your tickets for WrestleMania. It's usually a fun time. I'm going to try to go because I've never been to one. The one time they were going to do it in New York for 35, we decided to have a nor'easter on the East Coast, so I was not able to go, and it took me like 2 hours to get home. So there's a thing. So that's coming up. I'm very excited for Philadelphia. Ever since I became a wrestling fan again in like my mid-20s, and knowing the Philly setup, even when we went there for the Rumble a couple years back, I'm like, this place is tailor-made for WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. 100%, because they won at the arena.
Yeah.
Right next to the stadium.
All
then
three
in
of them.
between's like a bar complex.
Yeah, all three of them.
Right? Yeah, it's is the baseball stadium near there too?
It's in a triangle. Citizens Bank,
Oh my god.
Wells Fargo, and the Link. It's a triangle, and it's the only thing they share is a massive parking lot.
That's funny. Yeah, that's all you need. Honestly, that's all you need. This for tailgating, and then like merchandise stands, and then that indoor place where we had the bar and we met Rant with Ant.
Yeah.
So yeah, Philly for wrestling is great because it's also a little bit outside the city, right? So you just take an Uber right to the stadium.
It's literally in the south of Philly.
Yeah, it's in south of Philly. Like, you can see like all the buildings.
Yeah, you just go directly south, and you can't can't miss it.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky. I'm driving, so
Perfect.
I don't even mind driving to the stadium, so you don't have to take a fucking Uber, because that's gonna be a nightmare getting out of there.
Yeah.
So I don't mind taking my car.
Yeah, I don't even driving to Philly is it's a very easy drive.
Yeah,
very easy.
especially from here. You just hop on 95 and you're there.
Yeah. Yeah, just yeah, just.
Although
that
I
bridge,
wonder,
that bridge.
When 95 collapsed, it's not going to be fixed by. It's probably not going to be fixed by WrestleMania.
Oh, not if the powers that be, known as WWE, has anything to do with it. They probably.
Could you imagine?
They probably.
You see Vince McMahon like paving roads.
No, he has a jackhammer.
He's like, Triple H, get over here. Jack this hammer.
Yeah, no, that bridge is going to be reconstructed by the time.
I mean, you think it would be, man.
Yeah.
By that time, it'll be over. God, it'll be almost a year. No, it'll be like probably like 8 months.
Probably like
at
8
that
months.
point.
It should be. It should.
Eight or 9 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a long time to fix that because they got to do both sides.
No, it's just one.
Well, I know one side collapsed, but they got to monitor the other side. Like they closed both sides.
Oh, okay.
Did they not?
I don't.
I think they closed both sides.
I thought they only closed inbound, which is where the
Because
collapse was.
inbound's one that collapsed.
Yeah, they closed inbound. That was when it was collapsed.
I should look that up, but because now I'm curious.
Yeah.
But it would make sense they close both sides because one, they gotta make sure there's no damage on the other side, and two, like, gotta reinforce the whole fucking highway. They gotta rebuild the highway.
Yeah. Plus, it's interstate, so the government is definitely involved in the funding of that, and that's probably a priority project.
That doesn't make it go faster, though.
I'm not. I understand.
That just means money is gonna be wasted and thrown around. This means it's gonna be done faster.
So I really want to check up on that because I haven't heard from it since like when it happened. I was like, Jesus, that's bad.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is like pancaked.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, definitely check up on that.
I'll let you know because I'm going to Delaware on vacation at the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna drive around it. So I'll let you know how bad the
just
traffic
take the Jersey
is.
Turnpike and just don't go back on 95.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, Philly, great city. I have never had a bad time in Philadelphia. I know people like to shit on it, but I am so pumped for WrestleMania and our club seats, Ricky. Very excited.
I'm going to shoot for the stars of those club seats after researching that club section. I am very excited.
Yeah, I'm expecting, like with the Airbnb and a ticket, to drop like $1,000.
Yeah, which surprise would probably be cheaper than anything else we would have done.
Yeah, if we can get under 1,000, I'll be happy.
It might be possible. So we shall see. But moving on from that, last weekend we had NXT's Great American Bash from the somewhat great state of Dallas, Texas, and it was
It's a state, all right.
It's a state, yeah. It's there.
It's big.
Yeah. It was a pretty good show. Will, I'm happy to let you know that your boy Tony D finally won a championship.
I totally forgot he was a thing.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
Which one did he win?
He won the tag titles. He beat Gallus. So
Who was he tagged with?
his boy Stax.
Who the fuck is Stax?
So it's Tony D and Channing Stax Lorenzo, who in real life is actually dating. Stax is dating Santino's daughter.
Oh, word. Nice.
So here's the thing.
This is bullshit, man.
Here's the thing with Tony D that you've missed. So they ran a storyline where he essentially got put in jail because he's a mobster.
I love it.
And he got and so he finally hits his first match ever since he got out. And so him and Stax came and wrestled in like essentially orange velour tracksuits. Like they were.
Dude, honestly, that's a pretty good way to do an injury angle.
Yeah.
Like if he's injured, just say he went to jail.
But yeah, they had people visit him in jail and everything.
That's pretty good.
So his first match, they came back in orange velour jumpsuits, like it was a prison suit, and he had numbers on the side of his pants.
Amazing.
I
want him to get called up to the main roster, and like him and Akira Tozawa form like a Yakuza. They form a Yakuza faction. Tony D goes from the Mafia to the Yakuza.
Yeah. Dirty Dom had a triple threat with Wesley and Mustafa Ali for a North American title. Also, you weren't here when I had a whole laughing celebration about how Dominic Mysterio's the North American champion.
I saw him holding that belt. I'm like, fuck yeah, he did. Amazing, because he gets to carry it on Raw. I think it's incredible. It's a great for him.
It's a win-win for everybody involved.
People shit on Dom so much. I mean, he has good heat, right? This is like, I think you and I would agree. This is not X-Pac heat.
No, this is great heat.
This is not go away heat. This is we found our next big Latin star we've been looking for since Del Rio heat.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He's the best heel in wrestling right now.
In his in-ring work, like I heard people say he's unsafe in the ring.
He's not unsafe.
What? I was like, which matches are you watching?
He's very safe. He's very well trained.
He's a little green, sure, but he's 26.
Yeah.
He's 26 years old. Like there's nothing wrong with his matches at all.
Has people forgot his father's the greatest luchador of all time?
Yeah, like Dom, he's got the character. His promos can be a little robotic, but that's also because he's young. Like look at Seth Rollins. Like I told you, I was watching Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor like storylines.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins' promo on Finn Balor leading up to that SummerSlam,
Mm-hmm.
his promos are very much like this at SummerSlam. Like, so that's kind of how the cadence Dom talks, but I feel like young wrestlers just kind of do that.
Yeah.
Like eventually he's going to be cackling before you know it.
Exactly.
Like Dom is a phenomenal talent. I'm so glad he has his belt.
Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. He has great heat. Like, he is just the highlight. And what a turnaround for Judgment Day now. They run Raw.
Yes. No, very much a good turnaround because they all have something.
Except for Finn.
It's a shame Rhea has no one to work with, but Rhea is making the most out of nothing. Because
her character works phenomenal.
Her character works great, but she has no one to feud with. So like Mr. Wild P put it in our Patreon the other day. Feel free to join. That she hasn't been pinned since last May.
Yes.
I'm like, who has she wrestled since last May?
Not really. And they're
you know what I mean?
They're
like,
slow burning her and Raquel.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with because I want Raquel to be mean again.
I do too.
You know, and that's what's been happening. Like Rhea's really kind of pushing her buttons, and like, oh yeah, because they know each other, and this will work.
Yeah, and the fact that Rhea is getting over while not having a program,
perfect.
It says a lot about her hard work, and what the office sees in her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's great in the Judgment Day. You know, Damian Priest had a big turnaround since WrestleMania, winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, and now going in with Finn Balor and Seth and all this shenanigans. Dom just won a title, and Finn is cutting great promo work, and I'm gonna say it right now. I think he wins on Saturday.
I have an inkling as well, but we are going to get to that in just a moment.
Yeah.
Couple of other
Judgment Day. A few weeks ago I said they were shitty. I take it back. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah,
now.
a couple other things happened. Roxanne Perez had a homecoming match. Obviously, they had a Weapons Wild match with Bea Priestley. I mean, whatever her name is now, Blair Davenport, not Bea Priestley. It was formerly Bea Priestley, now Blair Davenport. It was actually a pretty good hardcore match, essentially a Weapons Wild match. They played it up really well. So remember a month or so ago, we were like, who's that masked person that keeps on attacking the women?
Yes.
It happened to be Blair Davenport. They singled Roxanne. They've been doing a lot of, and Shawn Michaels has been doing this perfectly. They have been doing a lot of outside of the ring work, like they've been working people. So there was like a Galaxy Con in like Raleigh, North Carolina, where Roxanne Perez was at, and a couple of other NXT people, and Roxanne was doing an interview, and Blair Davenport attacked Roxanne in public during this interview. Like they did an angle. They did an angle in public, and no one knew what was going on besides WWE.
That's pretty cool.
You know, and then a couple weeks ago, since Roxanne Perez is a Booker T protege, they did an angle where Blair Davenport went into a convenience store, and Roxanne Perez found her, and they recreated Austin and Booker T in the convenience store. I was like, that was cool. That was a really good match. The most disappointing match on this card, Gable Stevenson went up against Baron Corbin for his first match ever.
Double count out, right?
Yeah. People were pissed. Absolutely pissed. But the match of the night, and what might be a match of the year candidate, if you watch anything from this event, well, watch the main event, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov.
Oh God, say less.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Cody documentary? Speaking of Carmelo, because
yeah,
he was the one who sparred with like Cody's first time in the ring post injury. He went to Performance Center to like a fitness check.
Yeah, I watched it I think I watched it Monday afternoon.
He worked with Carmelo.
I was like, yeah, wow, what a person to train against.
Yeah, and Carmelo's like, I gotta keep up with him, and he's coming back from injury.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Carmelo and Ilya were fantastic with each other. It turned very New Japan really quickly.
Awesome. Yeah, he's going to be a massive star, Carmelo Hayes is.
Yeah, they are.
I'm very excited. Like on the SmackDown a few weeks ago when it was in Orlando, they had all the NXT people in the crowd. I thought that was very, very smart as well.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of, and I mean, it's also because you have Triple H and Shawn running both creative on both shows, so they're doing a lot of smart integration and mixing up of the talents.
Yeah.
To keep you, if you're not into NXT, you might want to look into it, you know, and if you're not into Raw or whatever, you might want to look into it because Rey Mysterio's showing up on NXT next week.
I thought he was hurt, or is Santos hurt?
No, Santos showed up last night.
Didn't he get hurt in that
Ray got
match
a
with
concussion.
Santos? Ray did? You got a concussion.
Yeah, Ray's not wrestling. He's going to be in the corner of Dragon Lee as he faces up against Dom.
Cool. Was this in an arena, like a full arena, or was it like a smaller arena?
It was a smaller arena.
But it's like maybe 6,000 people, 5,000?
No, we're probably around the 10. It was like a live event arena, you would say.
Okay.
You know, nothing too crazy. Like they weren't at the American Airlines Center. RBD's on Dynamite. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But we will talk about Dynamite. Actually, we're not going to talk about Dynamite. We are going to talk about AEW Collision. And the guy formerly known as Chick Magnet Punk, who was on that episode of Heels, but no one cares about because AJ Lee was also on that same episode.
You mean Saturday night's mid-card?
Yes. So for a while, CM Punk was probably... We're not talking about All In for the next 20 seconds. CM Punk... CM Punk had been carrying around a black bag, and everybody wanted to know what's in the bag. So he brings out the non-Burberry AEW World Title and proceeds to do a spray paint job and put an X over the E. Does this whole promo with Tony Scabione saying that he is, tell me when you heard this before, the real world champion because he never lost the title.
Dude, he should have said, I'm the king of Twitter. That's it. Because CM Punk pretty much is the king of Twitter. Because he likes to complain on Twitter.
And in real life. Yeah, no, this is... I don't know. Like, he went around, he's like, I never lost a title. And that is correct. But do you know why you never lost the title, Phil?
Let's talk about why you didn't lose a title.
Because you got fired.
Because you're a bitch.
Yeah. You got fired, and you tried to fight the executives of the company, which, by the way, recently just re-signed multi-year deals, so congratulations to them. So all of the Elite re-signed multi-year deals, so congratulations to them for staying with the company that they created. That's probably a good thing for everybody involved. But yeah, I don't know where this is going, if this is going anywhere. And this is the biggest story right now, outside of RVD being on Dynamite right now, for AEW. That CM Punk spray painted the very pretty AEW World Title. But you know what should be a bigger deal? The fact that we are less than 4 weeks away from what is supposed to be their biggest show ever, and we don't have a match announced.
Dude,
whatsoever.
This may not surprise you any way, shape, or form.
Probably not.
But this is exactly what WCW would do. Like I've been watching a lot of 1997 WCW lately.
Oh, you're progressing.
Yeah, and they just don't announce a lot of matches for pay-per-views until the pay-per-view. like you're like, oh, Rey Mysterio's on this card. Word. Cool. What Conan? Huh? What's going on here? And like, if anything, they're like, oh, by the way, our main event for this Sunday's pay-per-view, it's Sting. No, it's not. It's 1997. It's Lex Luger and the Giants versus. So okay, here's what happened last time.
Okay.
It was uncensored 1997.
Ooh.
It was Team Roddy Piper versus Team WCW versus Team NWO, 4-man per team. And Roddy Piper brought out these 3 jobbers in a really weird segment.
Okay.
And like never got their names. And then on the go home show, Flair comes out. He's like, hey, Piper, why don't you with the Horsemen? Woo! And then Piper's just like, okay. And you never see those 3 guys again. It's just Team Horseman, Team WCW, and Team NWO. And it's just like, what the fuck kind of build is this for the pay-per-view? And that's kind of what AEW does. They just don't really know what the fuck they're doing. I don't think that did the wrestlers know what who they're gonna be wrestling on this card?
I need to know who's booking this shit. Like I just
Right?
I really want to know. Here's the thing. It's one thing to have back-to-back pay-per-views a week from each other. You have All In at Wembley and then All Out in Chicago. That's a clusterfuck in and of itself. You know, it's another thing to laud this as the first show in Wembley Stadium in 31 years since WWE did it at, I don't know, SummerSlam. And for all metrics that I've read and I've looked at, they broke over 50,000. It's going close to 80, which good for them. Okay.
I don't believe that.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It could be just wrestling working. You know, it could be just them working, you know, the media and whatever. But they sold a lot of tickets, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, it's. I don't want to downplay their ticket sales, but I don't think it's 80,000.
Yeah, they sold a lot of tickets. They beat. I believe it's well over 50 or close to 50, easily, for what they sold. So yes, good for them.
Yes, which is a huge success.
Yeah, great for them.
Especially for not having a match announced.
Yeah.
You know,
now,
the thing that people are going to be there for.
Yeah. Now, why are all these people showing up? Why has this not been marketed? You should at least, if I'm, AEW is like, you shouldn't compare AEW to WWE, but we're going to right now.
No, you have to, because WWE is a standard. We know the main event of WrestleMania in January.
Yeah. So WWE would have at least had 2 or 3 matches that you knew were going to happen, and you fill in the rest of the matches as you go along. That's what TV is for. But you know your main matches.
A whole quarter dedicated to building one card.
Yeah. And AEW hasn't done anything with this.
It's going to take a quarter hour.
Yeah. It frustrates me from a business perspective, because if this is supposed to be your biggest show ever, and from a ticket sales standpoint, it is, you should have taken over London a month ago. And gone bananas. Gone absolutely bananas. And it's kind of an afterthought at the moment. There is no match. The pay-per-view is 3 weeks away, and there is nothing. There's nothing to be like, oh, make sure you tune to All In so you can see. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's disappointing. For something that should be a success, it's disappointing. I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. It blows my mind. That especially with all the experience of these people you had backstage, your Big Shows, your Mark Henrys, your Shivani's, your JR, Regal for a time, no one could get this together.
Yeah, right. Like, where's William? Oh wait, William Regal's not there.
No, he's
anymore.
not there anymore. But like you have Jr. You have Taz. Taz was doing stuff.
All right, come on. JR is just there for a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, you think JR's like, I don't want to book this shit.
You know, but it should be more. And the real world title thing, like CM Punk is really just trying to recreate Summer of Punk.
It's not working. Have you seen their ratings?
Yeah, because it's Saturday, and you know that's gonna bomb in the fall, right?
Yeah. Well, there's no football though.
It's college football on Saturday nights. They're not beating that. They're on some Saturdays they will when it's like a light.
I don't know. WWE compete against Sunday Night Football.
That's different. Saturday college is a huge deal.
I guess, but I feel like it's more of a big deal than a day, though.
Now, the nighttime game is usually the best game of the week. The night game is good. Like
yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, like for instance, week 1 of college football, like the Saturday night. The Saturday night game is LSU Florida State.
I mean, hey man, you know college football way more than I do.
It's a big deal.
Talking my ass here.
No, it's a big deal. It is a very, very big deal. Especially in New York City. A lot of college football alumnus live in New York City. So, fun fact, this is totally like not wrestling related at all. But ESPN did a documentary several years ago. So pretty much every major college football sports team has a dedicated bar in New York City that the alumnus can go to.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
So it is crazy. 5 days of work, 1 whole day to play. Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds like AEW. So, fact of the matter is, AEW, for God's sakes, they need to have a match booked by tonight. Like, you have AEW 200, you should be booking a match for All In at this point.
At least tell me that the fucking Dark Order is going to be on the pre-show, all right? At least tell me that.
Give me a Battle Royal or something, or whatever you guys call it.
All right, dude, have like the British Bulldog Remembrance Tag Team Pole Match.
Sponsored by the Owen Hart Tournament. Like, I don't know. What are you going to do? Yeah.
Stop that.
I don't know. Like, my God, just do something, AEW. I also love how AEW Collision, like Saturday Collision, their logo looks exactly like Monday Nitro.
No, Fred, it's not Forbidden Door. It's like All Out is like the day before or the week before.
Even with Forbidden Door, we knew what the matchups were.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but here's the thing. They didn't need stories on those matches. Which is fine, right?
Yeah.
Like Forbidden Door, I feel like doesn't really need storylines.
It's an attraction pay-per-view, yeah.
It's an attraction all-star game dream match scenario. So like you can get by with not having storylines, right? That's why I bought the pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan versus Okada, fuck. Yeah, okay. That's why I bought the card. We lost by versus Kenny Omega, turned out to be the greatest thing I've ever seen. But like, I knew that was going to be good. But again, there's some backstage storyline between that match, which is also cool for the marks. But like this, you need storylines on TV leading to your pay-per-view.
Yeah, if this is your WrestleMania, you have to bring in the casual fan.
Yeah.
They're doing nothing to bring in the casual fan.
Yeah.
And
watering down your products, which you should do with the rules. Like, I don't know if you talked about the rules a few weeks ago, Ricky.
No, I don't even know. Can you tell me about these rules that you're referring to? Because I'm not aware of this.
So there's a whole list of rules that AEW put out for their wrestlers, like of what they can and can't do. A lot of it makes sense.
Okay.
Like no chair shots to the head, duh. Like a lot of them are duh. Like
wait, no chair shots to the head, finally.
Yes, like this is a good thing for AEW.
Okay.
Like no bleeding in the crowd.
Duh.
Good.
Yeah,
right?
health purposes.
Health purposes.
Yeah.
No like fucking with the crowds. Like, you know, MJ would take their water or take their beer and like spill it on them or whatever.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, none of that. Which is I understand, but it's, you know, it's good.
MJF did it to a child. That's why.
Right, but it's, again, great heat.
Yeah.
So, and that kid probably the best kid of that day. That kid's life, and it would have been mine. But regardless, that's a good rule, right? It's 2023. You just can't be doing that. It's on TV and internet and lawsuits and whatever.
Yeah.
But it was other things like no pile drivers.
Okay.
If no apron bumps, like if you want, but
that's the hardest part of the ring.
Exactly. There are a list of moves that if you want to do these moves, you got to get permission from the agent. So if you want to wrestle outside the ring and like throw them into the stairs or go through the announce table, you got to get permission from the agent, which sounds really stupid, but I'd be curious to see if these kind of rules exist in WWE as well. Which I'm assuming they probably do, right? At least it's not just publicized.
Because you would also have to think, because like when in wrestling terms, the agent is the person who puts together the match.
Correct.
So you would this is just the AEW is creating a hierarchy, like probably WWE has, which is good.
Exactly. It's like we're reserving our high spots for the main events.
Mm-hmm. So the agent goes back to the booker, and they're like, "This is what we have," and the booker says, "No, you can't do that because we're doing this here."
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because AEW wrestling's phenomenal, but it's the same match every single time.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so many Canadian destroyers you can see in one card.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? There's only so many Spanish flies you can see on one card before you go, what the fuck am I watching?
Mm-hmm.
So it's overall the rules, in my opinion, are a good thing for AEW.
Yeah.
But it's also nerfing down what makes AEW so great, which is the acrobatics, and it's going to expose their biggest flaw, which is storytelling.
Yeah, and that's what they really got to work on.
Right. So in a way, it's a good thing. It's going to force their hand to be more creative, but they're not doing so well because they're not booking matches.
Yeah. And Fretz, I do see you. Do want to address. You say AEW is for the casual, it's for Bernice. AEW is specifically for the marks. That's cool. Marks are not what's going to make you money. Okay. And Tony Khan coming out all butthurt because Triple H said in a documentary about WWE trying to get Cody back that AEW was quote unquote a secondary company. Spoiler alert, it is.
It is. That's not a dig, that's a fact.
Yeah, and for Tony Khan to be butthurt and said, we're not gonna back down to no one, we're not gonna play second fiddle to no one. He came out and said that just recently after the documentary come out. You gotta start you cannot book for the marks. You will always lose. You will always lose.
AEW is just a company of why isn't WWE? Oh yeah,
that's why. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like I say that a lot because I think it's true. There's a reason why WWE does what they do. They made $410 million this quarter. That's not counting WrestleMania because WrestleMania was Q1. Yeah. No, WrestleMania was technically Q2 because it was April.
Yeah. It depends. It depends on where they want to put it that year.
Well, you know what? Because it might be Q1 because ticket sales were technically in Q1.
So they'll do Q1, yeah.
So it's a mix. Yeah, it's probably a mix. I don't know how the breakdown works, but WWE made $400 million. AEW probably lost 40.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing wrong with playing to your niche, playing to your marks. That's actually a very good idea to start. Mm-hmm. You know, as a business owner, that's something I'm trying to learn. But eventually, that's not a good thing for growth. It's a good thing to get your foundation. AEW, to an extent, has that foundation. You need to expand outwards, which is what those rules are intending for them to do. Yeah. It's just they're going to crash and burn for a little bit first.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not for the casual. It needs to be for the casual. When WWE realized, the reason WWE went from essentially a PG-13 rated show to a PG show because they figured out, hey, we're about to go public and make a crap ton of money. If we want to keep all of this money, we got to tone it down a little bit and play to the people that are going to keep giving us money. Enter John Cena, and he became a freaking star because they played to the kids.
Would you bring your 8-year-old to AEW?
No.
13?
Depends on the maturity. That's a toss up. At 14, 15 maybe. I know 15, I know a year sounds definitely weird, but like 15 I'd probably be sold on. Be like, okay.
Yeah, 15 definitely, 13 probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Mm-hmm. But that 8-year-old is going to start as a WWE fan.
Of course.
And it's fine for AEW to target that older audience because there's a lot of money to be made there. So I would disagree with you. You're not going to make money off the marks. No, you can make a lot of money off the marks. In fact, you could possibly make more money off the marks.
But you're not going to be. You're not going to be a powerhouse.
You're not going to expand and become growth.
Yeah.
With just marks.
Yeah, marks will run out of money eventually.
Especially because the marks also watch WWE.
Yeah.
Not all of them, to be fair. I got a good friend at work. She only watches AEW. Her and her boyfriend only watch AEW because she's like, it was too much. We had to pick. We chose AEW. I go, it was too much. I had to pick. I chose WWE.
No, I get it. And when AEW finally books a match for All In or whatever, I am going to try to work on getting the American Blonde back on the show because I know that is her jam. Claire, our beer aficionado. Yeah. But yeah, it's just one of those things that they got to work on. And the thing that AEW what I really enjoy AEW for, which I think would help them grow, because it seems like it's very a genuine part of it, and I think Tony Khan and the powers that be don't play it up enough. All of their philanthropic work that they do,
I don't even know how much they do, to be honest.
But like, they were all lauding on like when they first started like equality and all this, a lot of empowerment and charities and stuff. I know
they like heels.
Well, okay, heels was a bad idea. But like all that other stuff that they like to do, they don't play up all of that stuff. Where you see WWE, they have these. You've been to a live event where they have those packages where they're like, it's literally just all the wrestlers in the crowd like hugging little kids and stuff like that. Like doing those like. I don't think AEW plays up all the like the off-camera work that their performers do. We're like saying hi to little kids and stuff like that. Where WWE, there's a video package for them for all of that. Freaking, they have the video package of Montez holding the random baby.
Yeah, which is banned in AEW now. In their opening package.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, no, WWE loves bragging about the philanthropy. They're like, hey, we're in Saudi Arabia. I know you don't like this. Look at all the philanthropy we're doing.
Look at all the work. We work the Boys and Girls Club. We're at the Special Olympics,
I'm glad you're doing the philanthropy in a dirty country.
Even for SummerSlam week, which we're about to talk about, we're doing a philanthropic meetup with I forgot who, it's like Liv and Cody or some shit like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and in the Special Olympics, they're doing something big with the Special Olympics. They make sure Titus O'Neil is out there with Hulk Hogan. That's close enough.
It's the only reason Titus kept the job for so long. Because he's
but to be fair, though, he deserves that job because he's really fucking good at it.
He's a good philanthropist. No, he is.
And he likes it. He enjoys it. He loves it. And you know what? We need more people like Titus O'Neil to forgive Hulk Hogan.
Or to give out belts at WrestleMania before the show starts.
Dude, some of that at WrestleMania was a little much. Like, I know that.
They also did it for SummerSlam last year too.
I know, but it's like, guys, you're doing this 2 or 3 times on both nights. Like, we get it. You're good people. Like, you're appealing. You want WrestleMania on cable. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but listen, AEW can learn a lot from the way WWE brands itself.
I want AEW to be better. And what Tony Khan should have said to that Triple H, here's what Tony Khan should have said to that Triple H comment. He just went straight Mitch McConnell and just froze at the podium and said fucking nothing.
Yeah, just don't let it phase
nothing.
you.
Just don't say anything. Yeah. Don't say anything. Because if you're gonna say something, you gotta back it up. In this shit, CM Punk holding a stupid belt that he doesn't want to talk about.
Doesn't talk about how he lost it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that something. And your EVPs and your Young Bucks and your Kenny Omegas also don't want to talk about it.
It's not good.
It's not good. You don't rattle the cage backstage. Rattle the cage on screen, please.
Yeah, literally. Case in point. Before we move on to actual SummerSlam stuff, Montreal screw job. WWE, literally, in less than 24 hours, took a real-life situation and turned it into a storyline to create the greatest heel of all time in Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, literally, Brett screwed Brett. It took him 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Austin got his neck broke, and Owen Hart had a shirt that said, "I broke your neck."
Mm-hmm. It's like, boom,
Brian
let's go.
Pillman died, and Vince McMahon interviewed his wife on TV the next day.
Yeah, sometimes
they shouldn't have done the last one.
No, they shouldn't have done the last one. No.
They should not have done the last one.
But it's one of those things, like, if it comes out that something happened, use it to your advantage.
Yes. For storyline.
Use your advantage. Even, like, for instance, the...
Or don't.
Yeah.
Or don't. This is pussyfooting in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, even when we went last time we went to Survivor Series, everybody knew Charlotte and Becky did not like each other. Like, everybody knew it wasn't storyline, but what WWE said is that, no, it's storyline, and you're going to fight it out for everybody to see.
It is now.
Yeah. And it worked. It was a great match.
And luckily, both Charlotte and Becky are professional enough to be like, okay, I don't like you, you don't like me, but we were once friends, let's make some money.
Exactly. So, And they got to realize
because
that
they don't like each other, but they respect each other,
Yeah.
and that's above all. Because they came up together, right?
yeah.
And they understand they're gonna go in the Hall of Fame together, like
Yeah, it's gonna work out. But anywho, yeah, AEW just it's okay. It's okay to learn. Put it that way. It's okay to learn
Yes,
AEW.
yes, I'm rooting for you. I really
Yeah.
hope you can be a better number 2.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being a number 2. It's called competition. It's great.
And next week, I'm gonna talk about Ring of Honor.
No, we're not. We're going to talk about
I know.
SummerSlam.
No, we're never talking about Ring of Honor. They don't even talk about Ring of Honor.
I think there's a Ring of Honor champion on the show tonight on AEW 200. I saw the card. I was like, okay, this is a thing. But yeah, SummerSlam Detroit is the thing that we're here to talk about. It's going to be in the Lions Den, as I'm calling it, Ford Field, former home of, I believe, WrestleMania 23? It was either 23 or 24 or something. It was in the 20s. That was the main event with John Cena and Shawn Michaels, and John Cena came in the Mustang because Ford and all that hot stuff.
That was 23. 24 was Taker's Edge.
Correct. 24 was in Orlando. 23 was Cena Michaels, yes.
23 was Floyd Big Show.
24 was Floyd Big Show, you mean?
Yeah, and that's what I said. Yeah, and Flair's retirement match. WrestleMania 24
was really good.
was also Jeff Hardy versus Umaga.
Yeah, that was also the WrestleMania 24 where John Legend did America the Beautiful.
Yes,
and they had a backstage reporter by the name of Kim Kardashian.
Oh my God, they did, didn't
yes,
they?
They did. Yes, they did.
John Legend fucking killed it too.
Because he did
he
it on piano.
He wasn't a megastar back then.
He was just rising.
Yeah.
He did it on piano too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was dope.
God, voice of an angel.
My God, yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be in Ford Field, SummerSlam in Detroit. Detroit Rock City. And I did not know how close Detroit is to the Canadian border. I looked on a map today.
I didn't either.
It is, you can literally like walk across the street and you'll be in Canada.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna order Detroit-style pizza here. I'm so excited. 'Cause it's fucking, dude, Johnny Pepperoni's Detroit-style pizza here in Hoboken. Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, so
it's incredible.
So it's going to be an interesting. Event. Ford Field is a massive place. Very, very. It's like an hour tops from you, Frets. How are you not going to SummerSlam? It's a freaking.
He spent all his money at Forbidden Door.
And buying that smoker, which he makes some great meats on. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, to be fair.
I've seen the pictures. But so also going on this weekend in SummerSlam, obviously like WWE does for all of our major events, the SummerSlam Superstore is going to be at 1001 Woodward Avenue in Detroit, starting this Thursday, opening at noon, going till 10. Friday from 10 a.m. to 10. Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. because the store needs to close, so you guys need to go to the freaking event. And Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're going to be having that brand new WWE Universal title on the line as well. A couple of other different merchandise. The SummerSlam merch isn't really that appealing to me, like not like the Money in the Bank merch was.
Detroit World Order?
Yeah, DWO. Like they're trying.
They're
trying. They're doing a lot of the motor and the car theme stuff, and I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, that license plate looks gay as fuck.
Is that what a Michigan license plate looks like? It looks like the old New York license plate. To be honest with you,
it does.
So like it's a thing. It's happening. There are going to be some appearances at the SummerSlam Superstore throughout the day. So, for instance, on Thursday, they're going to have Riddick Moss and Emma, a.k.a. people who you haven't seen on TV in a while, although you should go to see Emma, because if you've never seen Emma in person, you're missing out. Zoe Stark is going to be there. Eric and Valhalla, Will's former boo from the Viking Raiders, formerly known as Sarah Logan, will also be there. Will be there on Friday. Zoe Stark's there on Thursday. The former smiling man known as Apollo Crews will be there on Friday from 4 to 6. And on Sunday, Tommaso Ciampa will be there. And shout out to Ciampa. He's a great guy. I've talked to him before. Really cool guy. So if you're in the area, please check out the SummerSlam Superstore in Detroit, which is going to be, quote, unquote, a Fanatics experience. And, well, surprise, surprise, there is something that I discovered a couple weeks ago that's also going to be happening at the same time for SummerSlam weekend in Detroit. Do you know what that is?
What is it?
WrestleCon.
Oh, cool.
WrestleCon, they're doing a smaller version of WrestleCon. It is coming to Detroit this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Friday, August 4th from 5 to 9. Saturday, August 5th from 9 to 2 at Huntington Place, Hall E1, which is in 1 Washington Boulevard in Detroit, Michigan. There are going to be a smaller list. It's not a big WrestleCon like a WrestleMania WrestleCon would be, but it is it's a semi notable WrestleCon featuring the likes of Oh My God, it's Sting, because Sting will always do there. I don't know who Nails is.
Nails was, I think, one of the not the headbangers. He was
No.
one of those random tag teams from the 90s.
Mm-hmm. That is. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I just totally came to a revelation. AEW is going to try to put on Collision during SummerSlam.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, because you have the main event is CM Punk versus Ricky Starks for the real world title. I'm interested to see those numbers. But anywho, back to WrestleCon. We have Sting, Nails, Will's favorite wrestler Bret Hart is going to be there. Will's favorite tag team, The Acclaimed, the Boogeyman, because the Boogeyman needs money. Cody's wife Brandy is going to be there. Danielle Monet, you better know her as Summer Rae. The Hardy Boys, both of them will be there. Honky Tonk Man will also be there. Why? Who knows? IRS, maybe he can tell you where Bray Wyatt is, his son. Jake the Snake Roberts. Kevin Nash will be there because he is from Detroit. You might as well have him there at WrestleCon. Lex Luger will be there. The craziest man still alive, Nick Gage, will also be there as well. I would stay far away from Nick Gage if he's in a bad mood.
Yeah, the guy scares me.
Yeah, I went to an indie show where he was on. I was like, this guy's kind of wild. Papa Shango will be there. Not the Godfather will. Papa Shango. The real one, formerly known as Enzo Amore, will also be in Detroit as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one signed him. I wonder why.
Yeah. I hear he's very easy to work with.
Yeah. Ron Simmons will be there. Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, Will's favorite Sergeant Slaughter, will be there. Ted DiBiase is probably going to embezzle your money, but he will be there as well. Allison Kay will also be there, and I forgot what her Marty Bell. Allison Kay and Marty Bell, tag team known as the Hex, will be there. Tony Scavione will be there, and last but not least, the greatest one-legged wrestler of all time, Zach Gowen, will also be in attendance at WrestleCon.
Oh my God!
Yes. So tickets will be on sale for that. If you've never been to WrestleCon, it's fun. This is a good starter WrestleCon for people who have never been to a WrestleCon. It's a fun little alternative. It's one of the things I like to go to during WrestleMania week. It's a good WWE alternative, and even if you don't buy like autographs or pictures, it's good to just walk around and look at them.
Yeah, that's what I like doing. I like just saying hi. I don't like paying for pictures and shit. I just like to say hi and shake their hand.
Yeah, that's how I met Ric Flair randomly. Remember when Ric Flair walked right past us?
Yeah.
It's magical.
I remember what he smelled like.
You wore his robe.
I did. I did do that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. But that's WrestleCon. If you're going to be in Detroit, check out WrestleCon if you can. Let's move on to the SummerSlam card and the main event of main events, because WWE is going to tell you there are multiple main events, because that's their new thing now. But the true main event will be the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus his cousin Jey Uso for the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, or just the WWE Undisputed Championship, whatever the hell you want to call it. The one belt that Roman has, not the two belts that Paul holds, because Paul Heyman's a dick. In what is going to be known as Tribal Combat. I can't wait for this. I mean, listen, the Bloodline storyline hasn't missed yet, at all whatsoever.
No, not at all.
You know, like every time you think they're getting stale, they just find a new way to pick it right back up. With that being said, I don't think Jey Uso makes it out of this with the title. I think it's going to get...
No, not a chance.
I think it's going to get real close. There's going to be a lot of false finishes. There's going to be a lot of weird shit that happens in this match.
Oh, you didn't hear Apollo Crews is going to help Roman Reigns win?
You know, there's going to be a lot of weird stuff that happens in this match. But there's going to be a lot of eyes on this. We already know Stephen A. Smith is going to be on this. If you've seen all the the work that Roman and Paul did on First Take yesterday?
Dude, I love Stephen A. Smith.
I did too.
He's such an asshole, but he's so fucking entertaining. Like, I remember once after you ever see him and Joe Rogan feud?
No.
So it was very clear Stephen A. Smith knows nothing about UFC.
Okay.
And like he was commentating on UFC, and McGregor got knocked out like after the first round.
Okay.
And Stephen was just like, I want to see more fight in McGregor. Why couldn't he get back up? And Drogon's just like, because he got knocked out. What are you talking about? He wanted to call him a stupid person on air, but he's professional, so he didn't do it. But like he talked on his podcast afterwards.
Yeah.
And it was just really funny. And I hope something similar happens between Stephen A. and Booker.
Well, Stephen A's always kind of been a mark, and I think he's more of a boxing fan than he is a UFC fan.
That's exactly what he was. That's exactly what he was going from. He
Yeah.
started talking about box. I should have mentioned that when he was about the UFC thing too.
Mm-hmm.
He knows more about boxing, so he's coming from the idea from a perspective of boxing.
Yeah.
But UFC is just such a different sport.
It's a different animal, yeah.
Yeah, different animal. But wrestling, I think Stephen A. kind of gets a little.
Yeah, he's entertained by it a lot. If you want,
yeah, and he himself is a showman.
yeah, which is Stephen A. would be perfect in the world of pro wrestling. He'd be everything we wish Teddy Long was and was not.
Yeah.
You know, Stephen A. would be perfect. It was kind of fun. This is a sidebar, but Roman Reigns was on ESPN First Take again. Something AEW doesn't do. Like,
No, not their fault. They don't have access.
well, aren't they partnered with TNT? Couldn't they have somebody on Shaq was on Dynamite, different story. But like, they should have a performer on like NBA, like NBA on TNT.
Yeah, probably.
You're telling me
Warner,
nobody in AEW knows basketball?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's been reported that Warner Brothers is happy with AEW, so they're gonna get a pretty solid TV deal.
Good for them, which they should be.
So, which they should be. So, yeah, to your point, yeah, I'm surprised Warner doesn't kind of bring them in to something like that. But that could also be a reason for the new rules. Like, you gotta make yourself a little more advertiser friendly.
That makes understandable.
Which good. Yeah,
Understandable. But Paul Heyman did WWE no help at all. Paul Heyman worked Stephen A. And Paul Heyman just worked everything on ESPN. Here's like so. Stephen A. talked to Paul about how he might be the greatest manager of all time. And Paul's like, I am the greatest manager of all time. And Stephen A. is like, well, there's also Bobby Heenan. Paul Heyman, without missing a beat, says, screw him, he's dead.
Wow.
And then he goes and he says, oh yeah, and by the way, Jimmy Hart's alive, which is proof that God doesn't answer my prayers.
Wow. And Stephen A. should win. It's probably because you're wow. It's a big wow for me. You don't usually just get a wow from me. What Paul Heyman could have said.
But
how many main events of WrestleMania has they managed? Because Paul Heyman has like 8.
well, he said he went on after he did the shock thing that gets your attention, which, by the way, as Fred's pointed out and I pointed out to a couple of people, Heenan, if he was alive, would have fucking loved that. Heenan would have ate that up.
Yes, absolutely.
Heenan,
the best part about WCW is Bobby Heenan. Honestly, Dusty Rhodes too when he does commentary for pay-per-views.
Heenan would have ate that up completely. But he went on to say that he goes, I'm the greatest because I'm with the greatest. I'm with the guy, Roman Reigns, who is the biggest box office draw in sports and entertainment. He's main evented the most WrestleManias. That's why I'm great. So Paul, even though he was there, working a more public crowd, he was still deferring to Roman. Like, Paul was still doing his job. It was pretty crazy. But back to this match, Roman's winning. You don't put Roman on ESPN, smiling Roman and all. Like, he wasn't Tribal Chief Roman. He was Joseph Anoa'i in a suit. He did, like, his top five teams in the NFL shit, too, as well. You don't put Joseph Anoa'i on ESPN and have him lose days later in Detroit as a Tribal Chief. He's winning, but Jay's...
Yeah, you don't see Jey Uso anywhere as a challenger.
Exactly. Hey, I'm Jey Uso. What up, Boos? I'm here on Disney Channel.
Yeah. Only LSU.
Yeah, but listen, man. Jay's gonna.
No, I don't think Jimmy turns on Jay, Fred, to answer your question.
Yeah, no, Jay's gonna put on an Oscar performance, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be cinema.
Yeah, the match is gonna be phenomenal. I don't think Jay's winning, but I wouldn't be completely upset if he did. Roman needs to be on the rebounds. Like, he needs to be built back up for WrestleMania 40. And this is the first step. Like, you got him away from the bloodline, you beat him down. You made Jay a main event guy officially.
Yep.
So the story, and it's still meat on the bone. Like, you still have to Solo needs to turn. Paul Heyman needs to turn. And Roman needs to be alone. And Paul Heyman might turn in Philadelphia, which I think we've talked about on the show a little bit.
I think Paul is turning in Philly, yes.
And he don't even turn, just walks away. That he doesn't even do anything, he just walks away.
I think, and this is really, really quick forecasting of a potential storyline leading into Mania. I think if Solo does turn and then it's just I think that's how the bloodline lands. Everybody turns, Solo leaves, and then it's just Paul and Roman again. And then essentially Roman treats Paul. He starts to there's no one else to manipulate or put down or berate, so he berates the Paul, and Paul's like, the person who can't get out of a bad relationship. Oh my God, I love you, Tribal Chief. I'll do you anything. And eventually, Paul finally gets some cojones, and that happens at WrestleMania, and he turns his back to Roman, and that's the last straw.
Yeah, this is a matter of who beats him.
Exactly, which will be Cody.
Rob Van Dam.
And then Paul turns around, puts on an ECW hat, and does a fast count. Damn.
Hey, we got the main event for All In. Let's go. What do we got?
Yeah,
Fred?
let's see. Well,
I do hope it's Cody. I do actually generally now hope it's Cody because Cody I think has been great. Since WrestleMania.
Yeah. So let's talk about Cody. Let's move on from.
MJF versus Adam Cole. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Still not going to figure out who the real world title is according to CM Punk. But anywho, let's talk about Cody and Brock Lesnar. A feud that I didn't think had anything left until, again, I saw the video package. It's interesting. It's a rubber match with no stipulation. It's just another straight up match, which I'm very interested in where they go with this. The video package, I'll describe to you well. You'll probably see it on Saturday before the event. It was somber. It was very somber. It was like the way I best described it was like Cody's facing his doom. Like, we're seeing the end of Cody, and he's too stupid and stubborn to walk away from this fight.
Well, Cody did do his Hard Times promo in Atlanta, and then Brock beat him up in front of his mother.
Yeah.
So that was great. That was cool. I enjoyed that. Yeah. It's very interesting. And also, the reason that it's not a stipulation, you got Tribal Court, right? That's going to be
Tribal Combat, yeah.
Tribal Combat. And what we just talked about the AEW, the agent didn't get permission from the booker. So
yeah, exactly.
So, like, does this need a stipulation? Probably. What would you do though that's not going to take away from Tribal Combat?
This is very true.
And you got Ronda and Shayna doing an MMA fight.
MMA rules,
so it's like MMA rules. So it's a little bit stipulation. Like, what could they have done? A cage?
Who knows? Does this start the show also as well?
No, there's rumors. You're gonna get a kick out of this. There's rumors Logan Paul Ricochet is gonna start off the show because Logan wants to fly to Texas to see his brother fight. He wants to get there in time.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk.
We'll get to that.
I actually have a question for you when we get there, but answer no. I don't think it kicks off. I think it's one of the main events. Like they're saying now, it's gonna be in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dead smack in the middle of the show. Bray attacking Cody would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's not attacking Brock because Brock is not going to go there.
Brock also looks like I watched Raw. Brock looked like he got bigger again.
The guy is terrifying. It's really scary.
Yeah,
I'm also, you know what? I'm going to go with Fretz here. I'm going to go with Brock here. Brock gets the win because he has had that turn. And Cody's forever over at this point. That whoa is going to get louder and louder. So
there's one of the people that follows us on the app formerly known as Twitter. We're just going to call it Twitter because no one knows what the hell X is.
No, we still call it Twitter. It's still Twitter.com.
They should start selling, like, you know how like Yankee Stadium has Judges Court? They should start selling like woe sections for Cody. The woe section.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but no. But the Cody doc also helped to elevate Cody, number one. It was a great documentary. WWE documentaries are really good.
Very likable.
Very likable Doc. Cody was as transparent as he was allowed to be. I'll put it that way, or he allowed himself to be.
No, he doesn't want to tell us why he left AEW. Like, his reason is true. He saw an opportunity to accomplish his real goal, his real dream, which I'm not saying he's covering for that, but he left for a quote-unquote personal issue with a person.
Which I believe that's either Tony or Kenny.
It's got to be Tony.
Yeah. I only suspected Kenny because Kenny never comes up in talking about anything AEW related. And we know Kenny was a pretty big part of it.
Yeah, Kenny was not mentioned in the documentary either.
Yeah, which I found very surprising. So when he said, it was a personal reason with somebody, I was like, could Kenny be involved as well? But it does make more sense that it would probably be Tony.
Yeah, I think someone like Cody Rhodes, like he talks very highly about the Bucks.
He does,
and he has mentioned Kenny briefly, but he gives more credit to the Bucks. But Cody has that aura of respecting the boys.
Yeah.
So I think even if he dislikes Kenny, there is a personal respect there as being one of the boys, a top guy. Yeah. I don't think he has that respect for Tony.
I wouldn't.
Because Tony isn't Vince. Because Tony is just a billionaire with money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dumb kid.
So if I had to guess, speculating here, it is Tony, but there's no reason to air the dirty laundry because it's water on the bridge at this point.
Yeah, which again is respectable and class act by Cody.
Correct.
Absolute class act. The documentary I thought was fantastic. Very good. A lot of imagery. The way
very long.
It was 2 hours. They did a lot, but I'm so upset that we missed Evolve when Cody was running around.
Dude, I literally said the same thing. I was like, "Fuck!" His first show was Evolve.
Yeah, we missed it.
I was like, "Where were we?"
Like we just missed it. But no, it was good. I loved how the story behind him hitting on Brandy.
Oh yeah, your
hair looks bad. Beth Phoenix is like, bitch, your hair's fine. That's his way of flirting.
Randy also came across as very likable.
Randy's a very likable guy now, but he learned not to be an asshole.
No, Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. I was okay. Yeah, no, Brandy came off very likable, not like she was in AEW.
Yeah. Like, I was like, why do we hate her again? Why is he?
You know what it was? Because I think we compared Brandy to Stephanie because they were technically in like the same position.
Yeah.
And we were just like, this isn't working, Brandy. Like, we already have Steph.
Yeah.
Like, we already have Steph, and Steph's already got that spot.
Also, they named their daughter Liberty, which is just...
It's Liberty Bell Rhodes or Reynolds or whatever.
Her name is Liberty Bell?
Yeah, it's Bell's middle name.
Oh my god! I hope it's Bell, not Belle. It's his actual Bell.
It's his actual Bell. No, but it was a very good doc, which helps Cody. He's forever over. He's a great face of any company. He's very smart. I didn't know I was that close in age to Cody too.
How old is Cody?
Cody's like 38.
How old are
34?
You're okay, close enough.
He might be 37 or something like that. But he's no more than 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
Like essentially, he could have been a senior in high school when I was a freshman.
Yes.
Type deal.
Probably.
Which again is wild to think about that, like from an age perspective. Like, oh crap, this guy could have been essentially my peer.
Hey man, Dirty Dom is like a year and a half younger than me. Younger.
Fair. This is going to be an interesting match. The theatrics are going to be crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if due to shenanigans, Cody loses, or again a Bray attack, because you got to do something with Bray if he's still under contract. Could be another bump in the road. You got to drag this out until we get to WrestleMania, and we're still too far out from WrestleMania for Cody to start talking about Cody in the main event picture again.
Yeah.
So that's what see. But thoughts for me, I would love Cody, but I think Brock, because we all know this is the end of the Brock Lesnar season. Brock goes to hibernate for the fall and the winter, and he'll come back around the Royal Rumble. Okay. If you haven't figured it out by the last couple of years, this is the end of the Brock season.
And Brock goes and enjoys football season.
Exactly.
Go Vikings!
Or whatever, yeah. He's gonna go hunting and football, and he has like his own seasoning.
Of course,
yeah, it's pretty crazy. So the end of the Brock season's coming. But let's move on to the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor. I believe and I believe this is what, 7 years or so?
7 years. 2015.
7 years.
2016?
No.
15?
16, I think.
16.
I don't remember. I was there. I just remember being there. But yeah, it's a 7 or so years ago from the SummerSlam when they first met, and Seth Rollins was 2016. Thank you, Frets. Seth Rollins was really had a streak of injuring people that he wasn't supposed to injure. Finn Balor being the first one.
And then he got injured. Who was the second one?
Sting was a mistake.
Oh, yeah. No, Sting was...
Sting covered
your
for him. Sting said, I would have... It was like, Sting went on the record and said it wasn't Seth's fault. I saw it and was like, I don't know.
That looks like his fault, just a little bit.
But no, the Finn injury was completely Seth's fault. Seth launched him too early.
Yeah.
And that altered forever Finn Balor's trajectory and career. Finn Balor, because remember, that weekend, or even after being drafted, those months leading into that SummerSlam, they were going to shoot Finn Balor to the moon.
He just got called up.
He had just got called up. He won the tournament. He beat Roman.
They debuted the Demon on TV the week before SummerSlam, the go-home show, and they kept calling him the Demon King. Remember that? I remember
Demon King, yeah.
It was awful.
He beat Roman to be the number one contender on that Raw.
He did. He did.
They were going to shoot him to the moon, and then he shattered his shoulder.
And they chose Kevin Owens.
Yeah. In a great turn. That's one of the greatest moments in recent Raw history.
Absolutely.
Seth got him right. So there's some real animosity to play up here. I think this has been played really well. You have the whole Judgment Day. Will they or won't they? Will Damian Priest cash in? What's going to happen with that? Seth Rollins' run with the title has been excellent. I'm not going to lie. Seth's run with the title been excellent. He's defended on NXT. He's a great spokesperson. He was recently on Family Feud, which was hysterical, by the way. You should watch it. They did Celebrity Family Feud with the WWE superstars, men versus women. But like you said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if Finn takes this title off of Seth, because Judgment Day is on fire right now.
Dude, I kind of gotta go with Frets here, where Finn wins and Priest cashes in, because it's a great story.
Yeah.
It's a great story. Finn worked so hard to get back that belt, or get back to the spot. He gets it, and then it gets taken away.
It's
a great story.
I honestly, you might have sold me on it. I like that idea.
And it's just like, dude, you gotta strike while the iron's hot. Then again, Finn hasn't won a feud probably since NXT. So the second time.
Yeah.
So he's never fully recovered from that first SummerSlam, which is another reason to give it to him and then take it away, because then he becomes a massive baby
also,
face.
because you know what else it is, too? So remember when we finally started liking Roman a little bit and he won the title at SummerSlam, and he's like, I'm going to give Finn Balor the rematch that he deserves. Remember that moment?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He did. Roman had won the title, and he's like, all right, now I'm going to give Finn the rematch that he's been talking about. And then I think shenanigans happened, and Finn never really got a fair chance at it. So it's the running arc that Finn always gets close to the top and never wins. Great story arc.
Yeah.
Great story.
Because the way his promos have been, his viciousness, he looks like a champion.
Yeah, he finally has the anger that he was developing in his second NXT run.
Yeah, he has gone full Sith.
Yeah.
And I think that's, and you want to make Damian a massive heel with Dom and Rhea, and those three continue to run Judgment Day while Finn is just on the outside looking in, teaming with, I guess probably teams with Seth Rollins to try and take him down.
It's
Maybe.
and
Like, where does that leave Seth? That's the thing. Like, if that happens, where does that leave Seth?
yeah, and also
And to be fair, we are entering football season where you need a big name face on top. Do you trust Seth? Which you should, which you do.
Yeah.
Or do you take the risk on Damian Priest? Because Raw ratings have also been up this quarter.
yeah,
In the key demo.
yeah, I go back and forth because like ideally Seth's the guy that you drag this into all the way to Rumble. You know,
business
yeah.
wise, you choose Seth. Storytelling, you choose Finn and possibly Priest.
Yeah, you know, but
Because Finn could hold the belt for a little bit and then Priest cashes in later.
that could also you can also tease that as well too.
So this is a decision of business, really. Which, if you go in business, I choose Seth. Storytelling and me chooses Finn, and then Damian cashes in.
Yeah, because like Damian doesn't have to cash in right away. Like if you
But I think it means so much more if he does, because it further cements Finn as the guy who couldn't get it done, or fate just fucks with them.
I like the whole Fate storyline, but I also like Judgment Day holding a considerable amount of gold, and now the tides have turned where everybody has actual gold, and now Priest is the one left out. It kind of flips it on its head, and you can run with Finn because I think, to an extent, storyline and backstage politics, give Finn a run for the fall. Give him a run. Damian,
I would love to see that run
Damian,
too, to be
because
honest.
like Damian Priest, even if he wins the title, it's going to be his first maiden voyage as a world champ, which is always going to be hit or miss. And although I will say the one time to do it would kind of be in your dip. In the fall.
Yeah.
For him to like try it out.
The live treatment.
For him to like try it out and see how it goes, and if something's bad, you can just switch it, which is always happens with your first title run. It's never that great to begin with, because you need to know what the hell you're doing. But you can go a lot of ways with this, and at this point, the biggest question I still have for this is, has Seth done enough to establish this world title that he can just drop it?
No.
That's the big elephant in the room.
That is another elephant in the room, and he's never gonna stop complaining about it.
That is also the issue.
Like this is a Seth Rollins consolation prize. He's gonna take it away after 2 months. His first feud.
He's so mad. He's gonna be so mad.
So okay, Seth wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's he go up against next?
That's also an issue.
Right? Who's another big heel on Raw?
Outside of Gunther.
True.
There's no one else I can think of, but Gunther's holding the IC title, and he still needs to hold that IC title until he breaks Honky Tonk Man's record.
Yeah, he's got a few more. He's got a few more weeks. Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Seth versus Drew just for the shits and giggles of it.
Why not?
Like you could turn. I think Drew needs a bit of a heel run.
Yeah. Or something. Yeah. That's fine.
And Seth Drew would be fucking awesome. Then again, you could do Finn Damian, you could do Finn Drew, you could do Damian Drew. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of options if Finn or Damian take that belt. But this is a toss up. Either way, no matter results, I'm happy with all 3 victories.
Yeah, so. I am too. And the safest.
And that's good booking.
Yeah, that is good booking. The safest thing here is that you can wait on Damian because he won it in July. So you can even have Damian hold his briefcase past WrestleMania, past your big season, if you don't want to do a shock at WrestleMania with Damian winning, but we don't know what the future holds for Damian, and have him cash in after Mania 2, which again is your reset to begin with. And you'd already have the briefcase. Yeah. So of all the decisions, you can wait on Damian, I think.
Also, Ricky, this SummerSlam's a heel pay-per-view.
I know. I think that's why I lean more towards Finn.
It's so fucking hard.
That's why I lean towards Finn. It's a heel pay-per-view. That's why I lean towards Finn.
You know what? I'm gonna lean towards Seth.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Finn. I think Finn deserves it. I was there both nights when he won, and the next night when he had to relinquish. It was. Yeah.
I agree. I think Finn does deserve it, but I'm going with the business. W always goes to the money, and the safer bet is Seth Rollins.
Yeah, that's true. Again, this is going to be a great main event match. We'll see what happens. Speaking of a match, that card is really good. The triple threat that we all knew was going to happen, and the only women's match on the card.
No, there's 2.
Oh, well, the only women's match for a title on the card.
Yes.
Asuka's putting her WWE Championship, not World Title because Rhea has the World Title, WWE Championship up against Bianca and Charlotte in a triple threat match. There's a lot that can happen here.
LOL, Charlotte wins.
That's the worst thing that could happen.
That's just what she does, dude.
Yeah.
She comes in,
takes the opportunity.
She wins the belt either immediately or pretty quickly. She carries it for a little bit. She drops it. She goes on vacation. Repeat.
Yeah.
That's been her career for the past 3 years.
This is a total Charlotte move because this is what Charlotte did to Becky.
Yes, it's exactly what Charlotte
did to Becky. It was Becky versus Carmella in a feud. Charlotte came out of nowhere and said, I should be in this feud. And everybody in the back was like, yes, you should. Get your ass in there. And when
WrestleMania, but I'm Charlotte Flair. Vince is like, fuck,
Right.
you're right.
Go in there.
All right, get out there, kid. Show what you got. Don't worry, you're not going to be pinned. Ronda's going to be pinned, sort of.
Exactly. This is what it was. You had a Bianca and Asuka feud, and Charlotte's in the middle of it. Here's Charlotte wins. This is my first prediction. Charlotte wins. Stealing it from Bianca. This is when Bianca goes mad. They're going to try to do what they did with Becky and Charlotte. Remember when they thought we would all be happy about Charlotte would win? And then Becky turned heel and we were all really, really happy?
Yeah. Let's do it again.
They're going to do it again, except Becky's going to be played by the role of Bianca. Because I've wanted to see Bianca turn heel in the first place. And I think this is going to be
Bianca becomes the guy. The guy, Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I wish WWE was a little bit PG-13 because Bianca doesn't have to be like the man like Becky was. Bianca could be like that bitch.
Yeah, I'm the bitch. I'm your bitch. No, that's not how it works. I'm that bitch.
It's that bitch, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a little too Jade, dude. Jade Cargill's that bitch.
Jade Cargill is that bitch.
Here's the finish. Asuka inks or mists Bianca. Charlotte spears Asuka, puts Bianca in a figure 8. There you go.
You're gonna have Bianca tap?
Yes, I'm just gonna drive her crazy.
It's gonna drive everybody crazy. It's gonna drive your girlfriend crazy.
Yeah, I forgot how much she was Bianca Belair. Yeah, well.
You're gonna have to deal with that, not me.
Yeah. Hopefully this match goes on late.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I feel bad for Asuka yet again because Asuka was going somewhere with this kind of carefree asshole-ish heel character. Like very Jokerish, like don't give a damn what anybody does. But the other elephant in the room is that Io has the briefcase.
No, I don't see it. Not here.
Although that also is a good thing because it's one thing to cash in on Asuka and it's Io, and that would be very interesting. But it's another thing to cash in on Charlotte, which would probably create a bigger moment for Io.
Or she cashes in mid-match and pins Bianca.
If they cash in and do a fatal 4-way, that would be wild.
And that'd be enough to go Bianca go. Fucking, you weren't even in this match and you pinned me?
She doesn't even go here.
She didn't even go here.
Yeah, no, that would be crazy. I like my cash-ins to be surprises, and I don't think the surprise should be here at all. I
agree.
So, but
there's already too many cooks in this.
Exactly. And I think, and these are 3 women who can fucking go, and so they need to have space to create without putting Io in there at all. But yeah, don't be surprised when Charlotte wins this. Moving on. A match that kind of is falling under the radar, but is probably really going to be good because did you watch WrestleMania when Sheamus was involved in this? Okay, you have.
Dude, this match is gonna fucking slap.
Gunther is on a legendary tear on Raw right now. His promo work, amazing. Okay, he looks the part. He looks the asshole. He plays the asshole. His promo work is fantastic. And Drew's coming in, and Drew's going to have to catch up to Gunther. I'm very surprised that I have to say that, but that's what's happening.
It was meat slapping majesty.
Thank you, K. Murphy. You're correct.
Exactly. Yes, and Gunther versus Gable was a great match as well on Raw.
Didn't Gable pin him?
No, he got close.
No.
It started out as Gunther told a Greco-Roman wrestler, "You can't go 5 minutes in the ring with me." And Gable said, "Oh, really?" And so Gable beat the clock, and Gunther was like, "No, restart the match. We're going to have a regular match now." And Gable was...
And then he beat the fuck out of him.
Gable was holding his own. He suplexed Gunther really easily.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's very, very scary. But this is... I'm so excited. I'm so happy for Gunther. He's been flawless this year. Like Royal Rumble on, he's been absolutely flawless. And if there's anybody who could potentially elevate the Intercontinental title to a WrestleMania main event level, it's going to be Gunther at this point.
Yes, his in-ring's there. Presence is there.
His promos are getting really good. His promos are almost there.
Mm-hmm. There's something still missing for me. And I don't know what it is. He's missing a little bit of it.
Do you want
because
more viciousness?
I love his matches. You know, like I have been definitely won over by his matches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm won over by his look. I'm won over pretty much by his promos, his character. Like everything is there for me. This is just not connecting.
Huh.
And I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. You know what it might be? It might be he suffers.
It might be the accent.
I thought so too, but he sounds so clear on his promos.
Great English. Yeah, he has he's not like
very good.
He's a foreigner with an American accent.
he's very good. He speaks English very well. And we know that's not his first language. I think the issue with Gunther is because he holds the IC title and he kind of has to control the flow of Raw to an extent. We don't see him in the same light as Roman and Seth because they are a bigger spots.
It might be positioning.
I think it's positioning. Yeah,
it's positioning. It's not that he's bad. It's just everyone else is better.
And he doesn't share camera time with Roman. He doesn't share camera time with Seth yet.
Yeah, he hasn't been put like. Everything is great. He's just not put in that big angle, right? He's not main eventing.
Mm-hmm. No, he's in the middle.
He's stealing the show in the middle on pay-per-views.
Absolutely, yeah.
But he's not making a huge presence.
People aren't buying a ticket to go see him.
Yes, there it is.
You know, that's the issue.
His showing in the Rumble, and like he went like 30 minutes with Cody, like at the end of the Rumble.
And he started the Rumble.
And he started the Rumble. Yeah. Like he was in there for almost 90 minutes. It's like, okay, this guy can. It's like he has all the pieces. Mm-hmm. It's just they have to do a better job of selling him.
And the best time to really start experimenting with that is in the fall. You have Payback, and you have Fastlane after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Do it there. Roman's not going to be around. Everybody knows Roman's going to take a vacay too. Do it there.
Like you need to make a Cole going, this is one of our main events.
And it's Gunther, yeah. Exactly. I could see Gunther with the IC title, especially since it'll be Fastlane and Payback, do a champion versus champion match. No title on the line, just champion versus champion. Everybody gets elevated.
Yeah. Like a year ago, I would have told you, even as early as WrestleMania, like pre-WrestleMania, when it was going to be Brock Gunther, I was like, nah, I don't see it. I don't buy it. I think Brock's next program and him and Gunther would be a lot of fun. And that is something that would elevate Gunther into that echelon. And that would be a good
absolutely. And also because we know if Brock likes you, which I think he would love to work with Gunther, Brock's going to make Gunther look like $1 million freaking bucks.
I agree. And I think Drew's going to do the same thing. Because he already did it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so that's really good. But I think Gunther wins this because he needs to break Honky Tonk Man's record. I do not need to see Honky Tonk Man at the top of his record.
He's very close.
He needs to be very close.
He's very close. Because I do think Drew should take the title off him. I think Drew needs a title more than Gunther does at this point. Like, Gunther's made his point.
Yes, he did. Yes, he has. Yes,
Right?
he has.
Like, he has nothing left to prove other than just, at this point, just wait it out and give it to him. But I think Drew needs this title for that character reset, or he needs to turn heel and go up against Seth for the title.
Yeah. I agree. Let's move on to a match that got...
Gunther wins.
Yes, Gunther wins. A match that got strikingly more interesting in a night because WWE's AV team and their video promo packages are absolutely phenomenal. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler in the fight pit. I'm totally joking because WWE wasn't smart enough to do that. It's one of the follies of one of the only follies of this card, but they are going to let them do what's going to be known as MMA rules match. What that means, no one knows. We could have just called it a fight pit and everybody would have understood that it's an MMA match, but we're not going that route. Probably because, like we said earlier, they probably don't want to get in the way of tribal combat. That's the only thing that I'm thinking.
It would be really cool. And this actually probably could happen now because of the merger.
I know exactly where you're going. I had the same thought.
If they got Bruce Buffer.
Yeah.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey!
Listen.
Oh, God, my dick would be so hard.
It's a stadium event. We already know that they are in the process of a merger.
And I think UFC fought this past weekend, not this coming weekend.
UFC did fight this past. That 291 was
last
weekend.
Because they're being smart now and doing the pay-per-view on different weekends.
Yeah, exactly.
Again. So I think that would be an incredible crossover.
Listen, there's no secret that Ronda and Shayna come from the MMA world. They were both in the Ultimate Fighter. Ronda was Shayna's trainer, even though Shayna has, and Ronda admitted in the video package, Shayna's been fighting longer than Ronda. And,
yes,
you know,
for sure. Ronda came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And just dominated everybody. Yeah. And in the division, dominated the fuck out of her really quickly.
Yeah.
They caught up fast.
And if we're going to call it an MMA rules match, and we already know about your merger with UFC, and these are former MMA fighters, I want a full UFC-style production for this match only. I want walkouts to the ring from backstage. You know, bring in Herb Dean, or some other UFC ref. Hell, bring in DC. If you're not gonna get a UFC rep, bring in DC on commentary. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but
God, Herb Dean would Big John McCarthy.
Yeah,
love Big. He doesn't fuck around.
You know, as I was telling Charles about this, he goes, "Don't bring in Herb because Herb might actually let them kill each other."
Yeah, honestly, the dude Herb has a tendency to not call off fights. Like, he just lets them go. He's like, "Oh, you're dying? Good, get up."
But no, I want a full UFC production. I don't think they're going to get Joe on commentary, even though that would be crazy. But
he would never do it. John Anik and Michael Cole though would be fucking awesome.
You know, or bring in DC. DC's already been affiliated with WWE before.
Yeah. Rogan doesn't understand WWE. He gets it, but he would have no interest in being involved.
You know, but I think bringing DC to be a special guest commentator so you can talk about the MMA stuff on the match, but
to explain what the fuck is happening.
Exactly.
That's literally his job in UFC. Him and Rogan is explain what's happening on your television.
Exactly. Make this a full UFC style production. Might as well. Do the walkouts, do everything. Like, make this a big deal.
Gloves, braided hair.
Yeah, gloves, braided hair.
No eye makeup, please. Like, what's the most part of this graphic is their stupid eye makeup. I hate how they do their makeup. It just looks so fucking bad.
I don't get it.
Why is Ronda Rousey a cat?
Is that cat?
It's like Cat Warrior.
It's like a rejected Marvel superhero.
Literally, dude. Shayna too.
Lightning Queen.
Shayna looks like the Hornet. This was miscast. It's like the porno version of the Hornet.
So yeah, I want a whole UFC style production of this. Let this be a thing. You know, let it be a thing, and it's a good showcase. Screw it, it's a good showcase. The video package is wonderful. The stinger in the video package was at the end. Shayna gets the last line of the video package. So Shayna talks about, I'll have you can find it on YouTube. Shayna, and you'll probably see it in the pre-show, but Shayna talks about this one thing. She goes, the thing that hurts me the most about her deteriorated relationship with Ronda, she goes, is outside of Ronda and Ronda's mother, I was the first person to hold Ronda's child. I'm that child's godmother. And Shayna then goes to say, that child is never going to be the same after she sees what I'm going to do to her mother on Saturday.
Christ.
Yeah. I was like, oh, sold now.
I'm interested to see if fans care.
I think that's why they said MMA rules.
Yeah. Because this replaced Becky and Trish, which is a hot angle.
But not as hot as this. I think Becky and Trish have been hot and cold. This started after when Shayna turned, this shot up. You know, and there's a lot of talk about Becky and Trish not being there on the card, but we've ran through pretty much the rest of the card outside of Logan and Ricochet and the Battle Royal by default.
This a Battle Royal? For what?
LA Knight. Because they didn't give LA Knight a match.
Oh, did they cancel the Austin Theory title match?
Austin Theory's not going to be in the title match now. Austin Theory's not going to be, is not defending at SummerSlam.
Is that because what's his name got hurt?
Well, maybe. Well, they made Santos.
Because they had a whole tournament for it, right?
Mm-hmm. And Ray got a concussion. Ray got a real concussion, and they called the match and gave it to Santos. So.
Yuck.
So, but
yeah.
But outside of that, all of these angles for most of these for majority of these matches, if not all these matches, are bigger than Becky and Trish, which is crazy to say. But we can let that go somewhere else. If we remember last year, they took off Seth and Riddle? And they pushed it back. Well, it's because Riddle's a dick.
That's because Riddle fucked up, right?
Because Riddle's a dick. But still, it worked out for the better for everybody.
Yeah.
It's okay to delay it. And also, outside of the Battle Royal, this is a 7-match card. Triple H has done a really good job of not going past 8. 8 is like
let the matches breathe.
Yeah, he lets the matches breathe, and the only matches that really have heat and good story go on, and this is fine. Becky and Trish don't have the momentum that the rest of these matches have. That it's just a business move. It's fine. Again, it's crazy to say because it's Becky and Trish, and that should be automatic money.
Yeah.
Like should be, but.
You can put that at Payback, I guess.
Like, oh, well, it's going to be in 2 weeks in Trish's home country of Canada because they're doing it in Winnipeg.
Well, there you go. Even better.
And that's fine. People need to get over it. Like, I get it. It sucks, but this card's amazing on paper.
It's a great card.
Yeah, this card is amazing on paper. With this match in particular, Shayna needs to win.
For sure. Especially if Ronda's rumored to be leaving.
Mm-hmm. Shayna needs to win.
I do not think she's going to UFC 300 because she's going to get embarrassed no matter who she faces, even if it is, well, maybe it's not Misha Tate, but I don't think it's going to happen.
9 events away.
Yes,
that's a long time.
Shayna
needs to win. If we want to take Shayna seriously at any point in her main roster run, she needs to win. And I feel like they're finally letting Shayna be Triple H's Shayna. Like she's
dude. I don't know why she never clicked because NXT. We talk about it all the time how fucking amazing she was.
She was cutting promos. She was a badass. Like
believable.
Yeah, no one messed with her.
Murdered Ember Moon. Murdered Kairi Sane.
No one messed with Shayna.
Murdered Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Murdered Dakota Kai twice.
Tegan Knox.
Twice.
Yeah. So we need that Shayna. I'm rooting for Shayna for this one. Because she needs it. She needs it. She deserves it. It's going to be great. Also, Logan Paul and Ricochet are doing a thing. Okay. This could be one of the greatest ridiculous spectacles ever, or this could be an absolute disaster, depending on how they mess with each other.
I think it's going to be fun. All right, so here's the rumor. Logan Paul asked WWE to put the match on first so he can catch his jet to go to Texas to watch his brother in the boxing match like the same night.
I mean, it's literally like straight down. It's like it's a straight route.
So he'd be done by what, like 7:30, 7:45 at the latest?
If it goes on at no, it's going on at 8, but it'll be 7 in Detroit when it goes on.
The pre-show's at 6, right?
No, it's going to be live Saturday, August 5th at 8. I'm looking at the thing right here.
Okay, I thought that was a 6. I thought the best pre-show at 6. I was like, so it's on at 8. He's gonna be out by 8:30, 8:45. If he gets on the if he gets such a shower on the plane, he might be able to pull it off. He's probably gonna fight on like what 10, 10:30, maybe 11.
Yeah, that's pending. That's pending. Logan Paul doesn't hurt himself in this match with Ricochet.
That too. So okay, if you're in WWE, what do you say to that?
We'll consider it.
Okay, but do you actually do it though? Because here's a fine line, right? He's talent, but he's also a superstar outside of your company.
I know, but he's also.
Do you kind of put him in his place, or do you accompany his wish? Do you grant his wish?
I feel like he respects the business for as much as he can respect the business for when he's around.
I mean, he's gonna do what they tell him to do regardless.
Yeah.
He's asking. He's not demanding.
Which again, no. Again, it's a smart move to just ask, and then you just have to be okay with whatever's happened to you.
Yes. Yes.
I just feel as the kickoff match, I don't think you do this.
It's not a bad match to kick off.
It's not a bad match to kick off, but if I'm kicking off, I would have Gunther kick off. I would have Cody and Brock kick off. There's a lot of other matches we can have to kick off this outside of them.
I probably would not kick it off.
I wouldn't kick it off.
We'll put your second or third.
I would play some second or third.
Yeah.
I would play some second or third just because when you look at it in lore, in the logic of pro wrestling, it's if you're not going on last, you better go on first.
Right.
And I don't think Logan Paul has gone on last with Roman, and that was fine. And it was also in Saudi, but this is SummerSlam. This is SummerSlam, this is the second biggest show of the year. You've got to come out swinging. And nothing against Logan Sound, he's a raw talent. It's pretty scary how good he is in the ring, but I don't think I would trust him in that spot yet. I got to go tried and true.
I don't know if I trust Ricochet in that spot either.
That as well. Yeah, this match I don't trust to kick off my show to a hot start. On paper it has all the makings of this should be a quick first match to get the crowd hot. But there are so many other matches where I'm just like, no, that's going to set a good pace for everybody else.
Logan Paul though, it's gonna be a great match, and he gets the dubs.
Yeah,
easy dub.
I don't know. He looked pretty. He called out Ricochet's fiance on Raw.
I did see that.
Ooh. I was like, I don't know about that one, dude. Here's the thing about Logan Paul, he is kind of a douche in real life, and he's learned.
Oh no, total.
He's
douche.
learned
to
play his douchey personality as part of his character. He caught on pretty early that your best character in wrestling is you times you up to 100.
Yeah, 11.
And he figured it out. His promos are great, and he got the confidence. That's all I need. If you watch his first promo, with the Miz, he was nervous. He was very nervous.
Yeah, very nervous. He didn't know how to cut a promo. He didn't know how to really act in front of a live crowd like that. But once he was on Triple H, he had Triple H on his podcast, and Triple H told him what the what chant was.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, you can play off the crowd? and the next time he came out, his promo was way better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the kid's got it. The kid's got everything.
Yeah.
He's tall, he's lean, he's cut, he's got the in-ring, he's got the promos, he's a dick.
Yeah.
And people generally hate him because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect. And
he has credibility because he can. Well, I guess he has credibility because he can box.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's where the one lucky punch thing comes in play.
God, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah. So I can see Logan winning. I can see Ricochet winning to avenge his ring announcer wife, who's.
No, Logan needs the dub.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Samantha Irvin gets involved in the storyline now that she has been put into the storyline in the promo.
She does no, because if Ricochet won, she does her ring announcement, and the winner is standing over him. And like, it's like, Ludwig! Ricochet!
Listen, I love how she announces Gunther, or when she announces Roman.
Ludwig Kaiser.
Gunther!
She's amazing, dude. She's so good. I love her watching her on TikTok. I didn't realize she gets cued. Like, she gets cued from the back as when to go.
Honestly, that's smart.
Of course it's
Yeah,
smart.
that's really smart. I wouldn't want my ring announcer just going off the cuff either. Well, they also have to cue her mic, too.
That's
Be like, and you're hot,
Yeah.
go. And she also is a very attractive woman.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous woman. So, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets involved in it in some way, shape, or form. Because also, that's an angle that I haven't seen. We've never seen a ring announcer get involved in a match.
No, not really.
Because there's never been there was no one ever actively dating like Justin Roberts, like, or Tony Kimmel. Like, no one's dating Kimmel.
Tony Kimmel. or Howard
Yeah,
Finkel.
no one's dating the Fink.
Who's fucking the Fink?
Exactly. So,
Sable, you fucking the Fink? Oh no, Shawn Michaels available. Whoops.
So there is something to play with at that, which could be interesting. We'll see whoever books this match, see where they go with it. But this isn't going on first. It'll be second or third.
You mean Stardust didn't have Eden Styles in our
Exactly. But I can see Logan Paul needs to win. He's been taking L's a lot.
Yeah,
lately.
yeah, he's been taking L's.
Yeah, Logan Paul needs to win. And then, last but not least, folks, we have the SummerSlam Battle Royal. AKA, oh crap, LA Knight's one of our hottest talents and we need to put him in the match. This is what happens. We do this.
I hope he's eliminated first. Yeah.
Listen, every week on SmackDown, he gets crazy pops.
He does, dude. And like, his in-ring works fine. Everything else is great. It doesn't bother me that he's like a mix between Stone Cold and The Rock, because those two guys are fucking awesome. If there's someone I'd want to be like, it's Stone Cold and The Rock mixed into one.
Yeah.
So that's not an insult to me, Kevin Nash. Like, chill out, bro. But why aren't they pushing him? Part of me is because I heard he has some backstage heat. He's not great backstage.
That's the reason he got fired in the first place from the PC.
Right. But another reason is, all right, the fans love you now. Are they still going to love you when we don't put you over? And the answer is clearly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then it's like, all right, now let's start to work with them and put him over. Is he going to beat Roman? No. Is he going to beat? No. Like, who's he going to beat? I think him beating Austin Theory would be great, although it's going to ruin Austin Theory even more than John Cena did.
Which is hard to do because John Cena hurt that man. Just like John Cena said he was going to do, which is why I hated the angle.
Yeah, I really hate it when he's right, that bastard.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where it's like I feel like the powers that be know that we have LA Knight and he's hot, and it is a little bit of can he remain hot, but it's also he's hot. We don't need to do anything. Like there's some people who need a belt and some people who don't need a belt. LA Knight doesn't need a belt right now.
He'd be great with that U.S. title.
He would be great with that U.S. title. I can imagine LA Knight's promos as the U.S. champion every freaking week. You know, it would be fantastic. LA Knight, yeah, like he's good. He's good. It's just a matter of a lot of people are also very good on that roster right now too. Which is
a few weeks ago at like his early acting career of like him in soap operas came on the internet. Did you see them?
No, I did not.
Dude, they're really funny. I think one of them he goes, "Let me talk to you."
The best thing going right now, especially on the Ticking of Talking, is that so they will do like, all right, so take Usher's "Yeah."
Oh my god!
And so they'll do the music video, and every time like the chorus of "Yeah" comes on, they'll put in
it's just LA Knight.
Yeah. You don't understand how many artists put "Yeah" in their song.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Unintended. So it's the good problem that WWE has is that they're on an Attitude Era like run.
They kind of are, dude. Like the numbers are all there, the crowds are all hot,
And all-
the money
yeah.
is up, the ratings are up. Like everything is just coming up Millhouse for fucking WWE
Yeah.
right now.
And all the super, and like all of the people who they need to be good are being great, and the people who you didn't think were going to be good are being amazing. You know?
Yeah, everything's firing on all cylinders. It's a very competitive locker room.
Yeah, it's hard to get time. It's to that point where everybody knows what the Attitude Era was like. If you're not doing everything you can, you're not going to be put on the show.
God, thank God we don't have the women's tag team titles on this card.
Yeah, although like I said, well, you weren't on the show, but I'm happy for Chelsea and Sonya.
I did see they won. I go, who they beat? They took them from Liv and Raquel, who took them from Shayna and Ronda, who took them from Liv and Raquel, who took them from Damage Control like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it was a funky hot potato where like I think I mentioned that I think Liv's injury screwed up a lot, but W just said, okay, you're injured. We want Shayna and Ronda to fight anyway. Shayna turned on Ronda. And it worked.
It's like, oh, you're actually injured.
Yeah, that was the issue. Yeah.
It's like, I thought this was kayfabe.
So, but yeah, that's the state of WWE, and that's a great state to be in. Everything's just
they're
hot.
fucking killing it, dude. They're killing it.
It's a tough environment at this point when everything is cooking on all cylinders. You have to be on point, or else you are not going to be featured. That's why Trish and Becky aren't on this card. Sorry to say.
It's a shame. It's a damn shame.
But that should tell you how good everything is right now.
And this Bloodline storyline, dude, it's still fucking just incredible.
Top notch.
It's so good.
Top notch. And so that is the entire SummerSlam card, the SummerSlam weekend. I'm very excited for this card. As I am for most SummerSlams. But this one in particular just seems like this could be the start of something major going into the fall. Absolutely major. There's a lot that can go on. So here's where we go, and we try to rate how good this SummerSlam card would be. Historically, the heel pay-per-view, however, WrestleMania is supposed to be the face pay-per-view, and the heel freaking won at the end, to the dismay of everybody.
Again.
Everybody. However, how well do you think this SummerSlam will be? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best in the form of crowns. Will Tarashok, 1 or 10 crowns? 1.
I gotta go a strong 9. A very, very, very strong 9. I see no holes other than the Battle Royal.
Of course.
I see no holes in this card. Everything is engaging. I'm excited for everything. I haven't been catching too much wrestling, but I've been watching here and there. And even so, like, I didn't think I was going to be so pumped for Finn and Seth, and I watched their, like, playlist thing on the network or on YouTube, and it put me right back in. I'm like, okay, it's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be great. I'm very excited for this card. Brock and Cody is going to be excellent. Roman's going to make me cry and go. When I like, love wrestling, I laugh at it.
Yeah.
Like, I think wrestling's awesome. I start laughing. I don't know why I do that, but I'm going to be laughing a lot on this card, so a strong 9. Or Chuckles McGee over here.
Yeah, I think, in particular, if they play this up like I think they're going to do, because I think WWE, even though WWE knows they're hot, I think WWE has this. WWE always feels like they're the underdog, even though they know they're the best. Like, WWE silently always wants to let people know, hey, we're still on fucking top. Yeah. You know? And they're going to pull out a lot of big stuff for this. And I think the big thing for me here, I'm going to go with a 9 as well, but this might be a 9.5, 10. And I think it's solely going to work on. It's probably going to be 9.5 at the best. I think the Battle Royal will be whatever it is. I think what will make it a 9.5, which is probably the highest it will go, is whether or not they really play up the MMA rules part of Ronda and Shayna. If we get a kind of a breaking the fourth wall UFC-like production of this, I think that'll be fantastic.
Absolutely.
I think that'll be absolutely fantastic. So I am going to go with a 9 as well. High expectations for this because everybody in this card should be able to show out. Everybody. Including Ronda. like that's how big. I mean, hell, Shinsuke's in the freaking Battle Royal.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
So SummerSlam's going to be fun. Make sure it's going on a pre-show at 7. Get all your food and stuff ready. Maybe I'll do a Discord chat, maybe not. I don't know. I might actually really want to focus on this, so I might not actually do a Discord chat with you guys. But we'll see what happens. That's all we got this week. It has been a long 2 hours, but this is warranted because there's a lot to talk about. SummerSlam's a big deal. A really, really big deal. And so we had to focus on it. We had a lot to catch up on. We had to talk about the ineptness of AEW, even though they finally got a main event for All In. I'm proud of you guys. Good job, go.
Ooh.
Now we know why all these people are buying tickets. I hope. I hope. So we'll see what happens. Will Tarek, do you have anything else before we get out of here?
No, man, I think we're good. Who wants to send me some cash? That'd be pretty cool. WrestleMania's coming up.
Yeah, right? God, I gotta pay off credit cards and cash and all of this one.
All my credit cards are paid off, baby. I'm saving up for this. I'm ready. I'm good to go.
I'm
dude.
almost there.
I just need one more podcast client next month, and I'll be smooth sailing for the whole trip.
What screwed me up was Comic-Con.
That's fair. Comic-Con will do that to you.
We'll talk about it on the post show. I'll tell you about.
We gotta do a quick post show. I gotta be up early tomorrow.
That's fine. That works out. So let's get the show on the road, shall we?
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 348, The Lion's Den. Detroit Rock City is going to be the center of the pro wrestling world this weekend because the biggest party of the summer by WWE, SummerSlam, is happening Saturday night, 8 p.m. with a pre-show starting at 7. Make sure you be there and tune in. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets whenever I decide to return, probably next year. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media, including the app that's trying to be named themselves X, but it's actually really just still Twitter in disguise. At KOTR_podcast. The link is in the description below. Wrestle Addict Radio is where you can find us if you're listening to us on wherever you listen to all of your different podcasts. Follow Wrestle Addict Radio at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio everywhere else. The links to all of that, including some of our great merchandise, is also in the description below. Will Tarashuk.
Ladies and germs, my name is Will Tarashuk. That is T as in Thomas, ARASHUK. You all know my shit by now, but in case you don't, the Talking with Tarashuk podcast is popping off. This morning I released an episode where I hosted a webinar last week. I had so much news I didn't catch you guys up on.
I hosted a webinar about you.
AI and financial advisors, like an AI tool for financial advisors. So that was cool. There was 4 of us, including myself, and they paid me for it. So that was really cool.
There you go. Don't do anything for free.
Don't do anything for free. Exactly. The week prior was a woman who has a has a app all about polling. It's like a polling app. You can get more accurate results through the power of social media, and she paid me too. So that was pretty great. So those 2 bastards are paying for WrestleMania, baby, as well as all my other business bills, because the business is now Willie T Productions. So a lot of shit going on there. So reach out to me, T as in Thomas, ARASHUK, with a will in front of it, and across all social media, and let's make some shit happen.
Yeah. All right, Peter and Baker's Podcast Solutions. When we come back next week.
Thank God.
We come back next week. Folks, we're going to have the fallout from SummerSlam. AEW will probably be doing something with All In, someone hopes. We do have a new Women's World Champion. Congratulations to Hikaru Shida. Sorry, Tony. Your time in the main event is done. Kenny's girlfriend, or Kenny's long-term girlfriend, finally won a title again. So when we come back, we'll talk about the fallout. Someone might have cashed in. Someone might have been a new world champion. A lot might have happened. Maybe Bray Wyatt will be relevant again. Who knows, folks? Who knows? But until then, folks, we're getting out of here. We'll see you later. Enjoy SummerSlam. Don't get a tan. It's really hot outside. Make sure your AC works. Goodbye. Good night. We'll see you soon. And fuck you, Slack.
All right.
Yeah, dude, whenever you can, do go see Oppenheimer. This is my new favorite meme that I found for Bo Dallas. I don't fucking believe this.
Dude, that was I laughed really loud when I saw that.
So I've been thinking about, because I've seen Barbenheimer, as people have called it, which has pretty much saved the movie industry during the strike. But here's the way that I see it is that Oppenheimer, for all intents and purposes, is the better movie by far. You know, from any mention.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% believe that.
However, Barbie will be more significant in the cultural zeitgeist.
Well, that depends if you go to nuclear war or not.
Touche.
Let's wait and see how that war ends first. I hope you are correct. I hope girl power is more popular than nuclear war.
Very, very touche.
So let me start there.
But yeah, no, like Oppenheimer's the moviegoer's movie. Barbie is like the movie you go to with your friends.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or your gay friends.
Yeah. Or your movie.
Like I didn't think Barbie was too preachy either. Like it got its message across.
You know what it reminded
in a way
me of?
That made sense.
Well, no, it made sense. It was easy to understand, which I loved about it, because it is, in essence, it is a complex discussion. If you really want to break it down,
dude, there were parts of it I was just like, because my main issue with it was kind of the plot was a little all over the place.
They were
like Barbie,
they were trying to do two things in one.
Yeah, like Barbie didn't really have that much of a character arc, kind of. That's why I said it was a Ken movie. It was with Barbie like as the focal point, because Ken had growth and development, and he learned something.
Barbie was kind of a vessel for the growth of the. And this is not a spoiler, and it's been 2 freaking weeks. Go see the damn movie. Barbie was a vessel for the mom and the daughter. They're really the main characters of the movie. If you look at it. I also just love Margot. My favorite Margot Robbie scene is when she's having like her existential breakdown, and she's on the ground and she falls like a doll, like her body's.
Yeah, and she just rolls over.
I was like, this is hysterical.
The acting was phenomenal. The set design, the music, that first song, the Pink, I thought was incredible.
And then Lizzo switched up her lyrics, and she's like, "Girl, are you okay?"
That was Lizzo?
Yeah, that's Lizzo.
I didn't know that was Lizzo. Did you hear that Lizzo happened to Lizzo today?
I read some of the documentation.
Oh,
It's read what they actually did or what they're claiming happened, and I'm just like, you're suing her for this? It seemed to me when I read the situation surrounding the stuff, especially the thing with the bananas. This was like an after work event essentially. And they went to this event together, and it was all like, well, you know, it was a lot of, we felt like if we didn't go, blah blah blah, all of this stuff. I'm like, this is so circumstantial. Yeah,
dude, I just saw Lizzo's in trouble for fat shaming, and I was just like, thank there is a God.
No.
I laughed so hard. I got so happy.
Look into it. It seems like a very circumstantial thing to me, at least.
I mean, it's all circumstantial,
yeah.
Right? It's all he said, she said. Except she made a song about it.
When?
It's literally like in her lyrics, like God, it's like these hoes are coming at me and like for bullying them or something, and it's like she's referencing these girls like in a song of hers.
I gotta listen to it because I'll
have to have Jasmine talk again. She
I have both of Lizzo's albums, because I think they're phenomenal, and I love her music.
I mean, I'll say the same thing I've always said about Lizzo. I am not a Lizzo fan. I am not a not fan. I understand she is incredibly talented. She is a phenomenal artist.
Yeah.
But it's just the whole thing of like you're a hero because you're fat is just annoying to me.
But I don't think that's
like,
anything. I don't think that's anything of her doing too as well.
Well.
But it's like being okay with
you can't control how people view you and how they're inspired by you. But like there's one thing, like if you're comfortable in your body and you don't mind being overweight and it's cool for you, man, you can live that life. That's totally fine, and no one should judge you for that.
I think that's the premise of her message.
And that's fine, right? That's a good message to have. But it doesn't make you a hero.
No. I mean, there's a long discussion. There's a long discussion about what a hero is. I have some opinions of like. I have opinions about what is a hero and what is not a hero. Like, it's similar to, like, my whole cheerleading's not a sport thing.
It's not.
Because cheerleading's not a sport. By definition, it's not a sport. Is it an athletic competition? Yes.
Yes.
It's not a sport. But no, back to the Barbie thing. You want to hear something about how much pink was on the set?
So much.
They used a specific shade of pink, like it's a specific code. They used so much that there was a worldwide shortage.
That is, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Also, the marketing for that movie was so great. Like,
Oh, so good.
like all the trailers. Because I went the trailers were pretty much the same for the Spider-Verse. All the trailers I saw were like, I have not heard of these movies at all. And one of them was like coming out like in 2 weeks.
Oh, Blue Beetle's in 2 weeks. That's a DC property.
Oh, that looks awful.
It's DC.
Gran Turismo looks fucking awful.
I don't want to see Gran Turismo. That was a video game movie. This is not going to be
That
good.
Zendaya love triangle tennis movie looks fucking awful.
That one's funny because people keep making fun of Tom Holland. Like, oh, you're gonna let your girl do this?
Dude, have you heard about Tom Holland recently?
Why? What happened?
He's like quitting acting for a little bit.
He's been dealing with some mental health stuff that I know of.
Well, he was not forced, but like, you know, the recent role he did, he was like pretty much forced to do a gay sex scene.
Oh no,
he didn't want to do it.
His character has multiple personalities in layman's terms, and one of the personalities was a woman, which is something that's rare in the mental health field, but there has been documented reports of when people have multiple personalities that sometimes they're a different gender.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, it totally makes sense.
That sometimes that personality is a different gender, and sometimes we're different. In extreme cases, sometimes they have a different dominant hand, which is wild to think about, by the way.
That also makes sense.
You know.
It's kind of weird how the brain works.
Yeah,
like that, though.
so that's what I heard about that role, is that one of the personalities is that the personality was a woman, and I guess the woman wanted to have sex with somebody, which I get his apprehension for it.
Yeah, but Tom Holland's, acting had to take it in the ass, and that was not easy for him. And he was like, "Fuck Hollywood, I'm done for a bit."
But like, was it implied, or was it an actual thing that occurred?
It was a gay sex.
So it was implied.
I mean, he didn't actually take it in the ass.
Hence implied, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a porno,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't like, oh, like they show them having sex on scene. It's just it's movie sex.
Yeah. Okay, so it was implied, and that probably did a number on his psyche. Understandable. I get it.
And he didn't want to do it.
But
right?
like,
it's something he didn't want to do, and the movie bombed.
But
so
also,
to make it even
if
worse.
you didn't want to do it, you should have rejected the offer.
Well, I think it was more of the pressure from Hollywood and his agents, right? Like, like Hollywood hazing, even though he's been fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but like,
I mean, okay, sure.
It was the Hollywood pressure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, but like you as an actor,
yeah, you signed a contract.
You signed a contract,
right?
number one,
and
you should also know your limitations as a performer.
Correct.
If you're not comfortable with something, don't do it. Like, I don't care the pressure or whatever, but like, dude, you got to be able to stand up and be like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't care if you're my agent, or be like, you know what, you're fucking fired. Don't pressure me.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah, he's going through the ringer right now, so he's done acting for a little bit.
Which is fine.
Hey, man,
take a break.
Go get better.
Yeah.
Go be happy and watch your girlfriend get gangbanged in a movie.
Yeah, go be happy, go be better, or whatever. It's cool because like he's made his money enough, right now he can chill out. Fine, go ahead.
Yeah, come back as Spider-Man. It'd be great.
Exactly.
But yeah, that Zendaya movie looks awful, and the Wonka movie I think looks pretty good.
The what movie? Oh, the Wonka movie looks interesting.
I'm a sucker for Willy Wonka.
I like the
and
end where
I think Timothée Chalamet's gonna fucking nail it.
I like the end where he has the Oompa Loompa in the little fucking tube. He's like, let me explain it to you with the song. He's like, what are you doing? No, it's good. Blue Beetle it's a lesser known character. I have to talk to Charles about it.
It looks
But
so
George
bad.
Lopez is in it. The original trailer was really freaking funny because George Lopez because they referenced Batman, and George Lopez goes, "Batman's a fascist," and that's how the trailer ends.
Well, Batman's a total fascist.
And people got mad, and other people were like, "No, Batman's actually kind of a fascist." It was really funny. But DC's in shambles to begin with. There's a Dracula movie coming out. They're doing another Exorcist.
Of course they are, dude. Hollywood in general has been in shambles.
So, well,
They can't make original content. Well, the strike, first of all.
Yeah, I know the writers are going back to the table supposedly by Friday.
Yes.
The actors not.
So, what do you think of this rumor?
What?
So Andrew, do you know who Andrew Schultz is?
Yeah, comedian. He's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, hilarious. But he had this like Twitter thread on his thoughts on the strike, and he got a little conspiratorial around it. But I think he makes very valid points. He was like, the main thing about the strike is gonna backfire on the writers because
the writers or on the actors, because the writers and the actors are striking a little differently.
Both.
Okay.
Because the main part of the strike is like profit sharing, right?
Yes.
But where do these Hollywood executives and these companies get their profit from? Mainly through stock. And so it's like, okay, why is their stock up? Because we don't know the views, the numbers, the download numbers. We have no idea what the ratings are for any of these properties, right? So he thinks that the executives are afraid of being forced to release the numbers, because if that happens, the stock price is going to tank because everyone's going to realize no one's watching half of this shit.
That is very conspiratory. But
if that happens, they're going to have to cut budgets, which means no new shows going to be made, which means actors and writers going to be out of work.
Interesting point.
It's a stretch, right?
It's a stretch, yeah. It's a stretch.
But at the same time, it's just like, dude, why don't you release your numbers? Because that's how you also get payoffs by how good your show's doing.
You know, but
that's how residuals work.
Yeah, and but that's also the thing, is that they're not, the actors and the writers aren't getting residuals if their stuff is frequently being, like, they're getting in the old model of stuff, they're getting a one-time fee, which would work. But now with the advent of streaming, it really screwed up the revenue share, and they never changed it. This was the issue when Scarlett Johansson sued Marvel.
Exactly, and she won big time.
Yeah, because she was right. Because she was like, you guys agreed to release this in the movie theaters like the original plan, and then you went behind my back and said, oh yeah, by the way, we're also going to release it on digital we're going to release it on streaming the same day that we're going to do the movies, that we're going to release in the movie theaters and not give you anything. And she was like, and she had it on paper. It's like, no. Yeah.
This is what we agreed on. But like, why the actor, like these studios don't release their numbers because they don't have to, right?
True.
They release it for like cable network because it's the Nielsen, and that's how advertising works. But so it's just like, well, why don't you reveal the numbers? Like, what are you hiding? Because their stock prices are probably artificially inflated.
Probably.
And if that goes down, everyone loses. It's a house of cards.
The only number that they release is how many people have subscribed to the service.
Exactly.
Which gives you an idea of how much revenue they're making off of a streaming service in and of itself.
Exactly.
How you distribute that per, like, who does well and what, or is it a flat fee based on, number of downloads or rewatches or something? I'm not sure, but I do think that there should be some sort of residuals for these actors and not like a one-time fee.
Yeah, no, they need to get paid.
Yeah.
They deserve the actors and writers, all of them deserve to be paid more, for sure. Right? I am very much on side of the worker on this in this instance right here, especially since, like, if all of the executives and CEOs just didn't get a bonus for a year, that would cover
everything.
Literally what they're asking.
Yeah.
Everything. So it's like, you guys are just being greedy sons of bitches.
Absolutely.
But it's just like, or are you hiding something?
It's stretchy.
It's probably
a little bit of both. Yeah.
To be honest, right?
It's a little bit of both. But luckily, I was reading up on the strike stuff because literally, Comic-Con released the celebrities that were showing up, and then the next day they went on strike. I was like, son of a bitch.
And none of them can go there.
Well, no, they can. They can make appearances. They just because, like, Stephen Amell's dumbass was at GalaxyCon, and he made a stupid comment about, like, he goes, I support the union, but I don't support striking. And I'm just like, what are you exactly? Yeah, that's what he's.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, he.
So how do you expect a union to get what they want?
He had foot and mouth disease. He released a statement yesterday, pretty much walking it back. Because someone asked him a question, and obviously Stephen Amell forgot the whole the rule of thumb is that the camera's always on, and his
Yeah.
response got caught on someone's video and it made those social media rounds.
God damn.
Yeah. But no, they can make appearances. They just cannot promote anything that's coming out.
Right.
So that means they can do meet and greets. They can do autograph signings. So Charles and I, because I'm going with Charles. Charles is going to come up here for like 4 days. So if you want to meet us in the city in October for like after Comic Con, we're down. Will
What 4 days?
October 12th to the 15th. So mid October.
Oh, I will be back. So, oh yeah, news. Also news. September 29th to the 5th, I'm in Barcelona for work.
Nice.
So that's gonna be
enjoy
fucking
siesta.
awesome. I'm going during siesta.
Well, no. So siesta. So Spain has, in layman's terms, they have nap time every day.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that's what
That's
siesta
what siesta is. Yeah, everything closes in the middle of the day for like I think it's like for like an hour or two. And it's called siesta, and then everybody returns to doing whatever the hell they're doing.
God, you're a bunch of fucking freeloaders.
I would love to have siesta. But yeah, we'll be around. So Charles and I looked at the list of people. But Comic-Con list of actors are amazing, and actresses. But we've narrowed it down to 3 people that we're both going to see, and we might need to bail Charles out of jail because one of them is Mercedes.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, let me know, man. I'll be around. I'll make sure I'm around. I'll come meet you guys in the city.
Yeah, it's going to.
Because Thursday at work, I'm out by like.
Yeah,
4
it's going to
o'clock.
be at Javits. So, but
Where is that?
Javits Center.
Yeah.
I forgot.
You say Brooklyn, I swear to
No,
Christ.
it's New York City.
Oh, it's in Manhattan. No, Brooklyn is New York City. Come
My
on now.
fault. Yes, it's in Manhattan. My apologies. It's in Manhattan.
Brooklyn's also on Long Island, but you gotta do both. You can't. It's not one or the other. It's both. You're on Long Island, but you're part of New York City. Same with Queens. I don't fucking believe this. Amazing. Nice. What time? What time does it end? Or it's like you just leave whenever you want. Obviously, yeah. Oh God, that's so handsome. Of course. Also awesome. Also awesome. Nice. Honestly, why not right? Hmm. I have not seen Hocus Pocus. I didn't even know there was more than one. Of course they did. Yes. Yes. Of course he is. Dude, Ron fucking Perlman. Hellboy, dude. Of course I know Ron Perlman. Dude, he was in some hot. Okay, get this. Speaking of the actors' strike, so one of the executives from one of the companies was just like, our plan for this strike is to wait it out until these actors and writers start losing their houses and apartments. It might have been okay. For sake of argument, say it's Warner. Don't sue us. Allegedly, and Ron Perlman came out and was like, "Hey, motherfucker, there's more than one way to lose your house." But here's the kicker, dude. Media outlets were more mad at Ron Perlman than the executive, because it's like, you're threatening violence. Like, what do you think the executive's doing? It's like, dude, at least pretend you're on the side of the workers for once, corporate fucks. Like, you're mad at Ron Perlman for saying, "Hey, fucker, you're a dick, and if you don't keep talking this shit, someone's gonna come after you." And he had to walk it back and go, "Listen, I don't want anyone to get hurt," but it's like, dude, like, don't apologize for that, because you're right. Because this guy shouldn't have fucking said that. That's violence. You threatened people to lose their homes because you don't want to pay them. Like, there's no media outrage around that. No, because they have to protect capital. I forgot. Fucking ridiculous. Well, it's lucky the UPS avoided a strike. Thank God. That would have been a disaster. Oh, I forgot, because he works UPS. Really? Even if they went on strike? Oh shit! So he's not getting anything. Well, you know what? He probably makes more. Well,
Sorry about that, guys.
he's got to be making more money than.
Well, you said the better
people.
about the union workers do, the better that he'll do.
Right, because it's like, if people under you are making more money, then you got to be like, "Hey, I need more."
Exactly.
Money.
So he's like, I'm rooting for you guys, but I can't publicly root for you guys.
Which is why people who don't support a higher minimum wage are dumb. Because if the minimum wage goes up,
everybody else goes up.
Your wages can probably also go up. Because it's like, hey, this person who does less work than me is getting paid more. That means I should get paid more. They're like, shit, Will, we might have to pay you more. Yeah, you might have to pay me more.
That's the point. Yeah, I had to learn as I got older, because there was the old adage for a while of like, you never discuss your money. Like, you never discuss it with people.
Fuck that,
yeah, no.
dude.
I had to learn, like, no. And I think it was like one of my coaches in football in high school was like,
rich people just tell you that, so you don't have to pay you
exactly.
more.
And one of my coaches, I think my football coach, was like, no, talk about how much money you're making with people.
Everybody. Yeah. Like, especially in your office.
Yeah.
How much money do you make?
Exactly, yeah. Figure it out, you know. If you don't have access to it, because that's where the power is. That's also...
35 an hour, baby. Mm-hmm. You can do the math.
Yeah, that's also why, what was it? There was a recent video. Apparently, Jake the Snake was at, I think, GalaxyCon, and someone asked him about kayfabe, and he said the only people who believed kayfabe were the wrestlers.
that's God damn it! He still got it, dude. He still got it.
Because he was like, yeah, kayfabe was around because if every person was in kayfabe all the time, and guess what they couldn't talk about? How much money they were making.
Yeah, how much money they were making.
Exactly.
Dude, that's one thing like Bruce Pritch would talk about all the time on like Something to Wrestle With. He's like, I hated when the boys would talk money with each other.
Yeah, I wonder why, Bruce.
And not only that, but he's also like, because the boys fucking lied. They ribbed each other on how much money they made on houses. And Bruce is like, I can't really show them how much money they made because that might be illegal. So he's just like, they didn't get paid that. You have to take my word on it. so yeah, that's wrestling for you.
Yeah, that wrestling's a weird world, man. But I would love to be in it right now.
Yeah.
I know I'd probably be stressed the fuck out all the time and running around, but I'd love to be in it. Just for like a week. I just want to do WWE for like a week. Just be backstage and see what the fuck goes on.
God, it's such a hard job, though.
Especially being like an agent and being in creative.
Or a producer, or like the crew.
I feel like once you're in there and you just know what you're doing, it kind of becomes regimented. Like, especially if you're crew.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very cyclical. You're doing the same thing in every single town. Just you gotta make sure like that the arena is set up properly, which I'm assuming most arenas are probably set up the same, especially like Power.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's the outlet for this?
Yeah, most of the dimensions,
Yeah.
at least for like the ring and like at least where you put the ring, and like the basketball, it's a basketball court. It's all they're all
For the
the same
most part,
dimensions
yeah.
anyway. Yeah. The only thing that's different is like how much seating they can fit.
How far back is the ramp?
Like on the
Yeah.
floor. Yeah, like how far back's the ramp? That's the only difference really.
Yeah. And so,
So it's probably very just segmented and regulated. But yeah, it's a tough that story Cody told of that writer who was gave him the hands
oh yeah.
and the laptop was off. I was like, fuck, dude, I would have moved the shit out of that guy. Cody Rhodes, dude, you're Stardust.
I also love, what was it, the one where he was talking about how they were trying to do All In for the first time, and he's like, yeah, I didn't know you had to call arenas and be like, hey, yeah, can we put on a show here? That is great. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys. I know you need to get going.
Dude, yeah, everything is dude, Media Fire is so weird. Like 84%, 82%, 84%, 78%.
Well, by the time I finish putting this video together for YouTube and stuff, it'll be done. I can just take it from there.
Yeah, it'll be done in a few
All
minutes.
right, sounds good. All right, folks, we're gonna get out of here.
Dude.
We will see you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Min